Yo, guys, this is the start of Diamond 2 Zerg. Going to Diamond 1, boys. Diamond 2 Zerg. Why wouldn't he go Corruptor against Colossus? Well, he wouldn't go Corruptor because what's he going to do against Immortals then? I already had like 5 Immortals, and if he starts going Corruptor, he's absolutely screwed.
Game paused.
What is happening right now? Is he just going to randomly resume it at some point in time? Is he going to be like, he's expecting me to Alt-Tab right now? I don't know what he's talking about.
Game resumed.
He's gonna cheese. It's okay. If he cheeses, it's fine. We'll do the bronze to GM build, the bronze to plat build that we've done so far. We'll do that this game because this map is good for it. This map is large. This map allows me to not have to creep tumor to defend my natural. It's just good in general for this build. What tier of diamond are you right now? We're diamond 2 at the moment on Zerg, going to diamond 1 soon. But do you ever wake up and think, damn, my lady cute? All the time, bro, all the time. I read that the way I thought you would probably wanted me to have read that. Alright. I have like 400 APM because we're talking to chat now. My bad. My bad. We're waiting until 2 minutes to decide, do I want to make an Overlord or make Lings? No Lings? Okay, we make Overlord. That's a good way to tell if we're getting all-in or not by a early pulling Zerg. It's not a guarantee. He still might run around the map with his Lings, but for now, that was a good way to defend someone who just rushes straight to my base. And you can see he expanded, which is why we also don't see Lings. The chances increase that he has expanded if we don't see Lings early. So there you go. We're good to go. Hopefully, what I just said doesn't make sense, let me know and I can re-explain in a way that hopefully might make sense. But yeah, it's just trying to prepare yourself for potential link pressure. Is all it is. Let's go ahead and take a roach run. Alright, well, I move with my queen and some drones. I'm not gonna worry about micro drones. It's not time for that yet. We're not Master League. We're just gonna A move and call it a day. Well, not kind of a situation because our bigger priority here is to not get distracted while making drones. Get range weapons? Range weapons, boys? Get some range weapons. So we can get our roaches upgraded well. And we lost 1 drone to 4 links, so we gained larva advantage there. If we want to really break this game down really technically, he spent 2 larvae to kill 1 of mine. we're looking good. We're looking good on that. Yo, Zerg Lord! Zerg Lord! Thank you for the raid, my dude. Or the host. What's up, man? What up, everyone from Zerg Lord's stream? Welcome, guys. Alright. We're doing, we're doing a dango frickin' roach build. We're making roaches, guys. This is this is the bronze to plat build we did so far. And he's attacking me with a lot of lings. So this now guarantees that I'm ahead, because this is going to do nothing to my eventual roach push. You'll see in a minute. You'll trust me. You'll believe me. You'll believe me in just a second. Let's take a third base. I have enough roaches to not only defend that ling push he just did, but also crush whatever. Okay, he went all the way home with it. Now we're +1 is about done. All of it's finishing in just a second. Let's get creep going to my main as well. A little bit better than it already is. This is just in case he goes mutas. And now let's move out. Let's go attack. Let's actually go attack right here first and then go towards his third next, because I know he has a third. Because I can see the creep. Now we're making drones. If he attacks me with an army, I will just send the drones back to my main and guard the door like this and make roaches. We can kite backwards. We have move speed, so we can dictate where this fight happens. We can go down to the third. We're just gonna kill isolated things. Like a queen. We're still making roaches, guys. And we have a bigger roach army than him at the moment. He is microing really hard right now. He's pulling weakened roaches back during that whole process. But did you notice his third base is undersaturated? It had like 2 drones at it, and ours is fully saturated. So right now, we guaranteed have a lead in this game. We can go home now with our roaches. We did enough damage. We didn't, like, kill him, but we definitely got a lead right there. We forced units at an inefficient way out of him, and we also squeezed drones out during the process. His lings he made earlier is why he's behind, because those lings did actually nothing. They did nothing. Now we can just make roaches, hydras, and just keep increasing our supply. Here he comes. He doesn't have roach speed still, so reinforcements are not going to be very fast here. We have more units being made, so don't think that I'm like dead right now. We're making roaches. Defender's advantage. Now we can keep our hydras being upgraded even more. So he killed my queen. It's gonna throw off my my injecting a little bit, just a tad. That's okay. It's okay. That was an accidental ravager. And now our upgrades are 2-1 going on 2-2 soon. And we can go ahead and, as soon as I have Hydra speed, which is in the next like 35-40 seconds, we can push again. And by that time, we'll also be right around maxing out. We'll max out around like 920.
Mineral field depleted.
Okay, well, once we get to about 180 supply, we'll go back into making Hydras.
Mineral field depleted.
Like a hive, so we can go through 3 upgrades soon. Okay, we can finish off our supply on Hydra. Waiting for this last inject to pop off. And then we'll max. This one will probably do it right here. Okay, we're maxed. So now we can move out. +2 armor is going to be done probably halfway through the fight if we go now. But a Hydra speed is done, which is the bigger one, and we have a 2-1 timing. The level 2 armor is not the biggest deal. Let's go ahead and push towards his base right now with our big blob. And behind this, in case this guy's an aggressive, crazy Zerg, we can throw down a Lurker Den for defense. We can also use it for aggression if we need to, but the main purpose is for defense right now. It's a horrible place to fight because there's a fucking destructible thing there. Let's split my army up a little bit. Go up this way a little bit. You can come down this way. Now we can fight together. I can move my army out of the aggressive bio. Keep going. Kind of stutter forward towards his army a little bit. He's going to bio me again. We can back up. Back up right now. Go forward again. Now we can go forward really hard. Move, attack. 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 Okay, the fight's kind of, you know, it's decided, so we can go back. Inject, inject, inject. 3-3. After that would be over. A big part of understanding how to micro is also understanding your position in the game. And this right here was what we knew we had. An army supply lead. Because our opponent went for a speedling opener and did nothing with it. And ours was efficient. And we also, again, the ultimate culmination was our third was fully saturated when his third had like 2 drones on it. So that's how we knew our max was going to be way scarier than his max. He can't just suddenly have the same supply as me that fast. Understanding that is understanding a lot about how to micro. We were aggressive there because we knew we had bigger supply. You know, how do you know when to start upgrades? Hello. How do you know when to start doing upgrades? You pretty much maintain them. You pretty much just maintain them. That's the idea. What would be the best thing he could do after he went with his Ling opener in this situation? So when he scouted me with his Overlord, first of all, his Overlord scouted me. The very first Overlord. And it saw, as my Queen was pushing it away, my Queen didn't even kill it, by the way. My Queen pushed it away, though, and he saw a Evo Chamber as he left my base. Automatically, that means, and it's in front of my base as well, that means there's a very high chance I'm going to wall my base off, and there's a very high chance I'm going to be going for an Evo Chamber base build, which could be heavy amounts of Lings or heavy amounts of Roaches. What he should have done is he should have followed up with an Overlord Scout again on my natural, or a Ling again, like a Ling, and scout, okay, what's he doing exactly? And if he sees Evo Roach Warren in a wall with a Queen in the middle of it, do not make like 24 Lings to attack me. Don't do that. That's never going to do anything. All it's going to do is it's going to put you in a position where your Lings are going to sit there and do nothing, or they're going to go across the map and suicide. And it's going to lower your drone count. A great way to defend it would be, if I make 2 base saturated, and then I push. If you saturate 2.5 bases and defend, you can get away with doing that because you have defender's advantage. So with you having, let's say, 8 more drones than I do, you can get away with 8 more drones because in the time you made 8 more drones is also the amount of time that I have to walk across the map. So I could get there and you could defend me, and every unit spawns for you as defense in the fight. Your units spawn, like, they walk here from here and they're fighting the fight. My units that spawn have to walk across the entire map. So defender's advantage is going to be a big deal. It's going to be amazing. And then if you have overlords between bases, and you see if I'm rallying across the map, if you see a rally across the map, you continue making units because I'm continuing to make units. But if you see no rally across the map, and let's say on top of that you also have like a Zergling or an Overseer or something, a Changeling, scouting my third base, and you see I'm starting to drone it, you can drone your third as well. And you'll have a higher drone count than me because I'm doing an aggressive build. It's a very hard build to stop, I'm not going to lie. Because this build works really well at GM as well. I can beat players that are top 50 GM with this build. Just throwing it out there for you guys. This build is very, very good in ZVZ. And it's very easy to do because you wall your base. So don't think that it's like, oh, there's just an easy counter to it. You just have to be good and understand your situation at the game. That's the bottom line. Because the better your opponent is, the harder he's going to make it for you. For instance, an example would be when I attacked my opponent's base, I didn't just run into his natural and throw my army away, because he actually had a decent amount of roaches. And he had 2 Banes and he had a decent amount of lings. Instead, what I did was I engaged his natural, but then I kited backwards and I killed all of his lings, which are the only unit he had that could keep up with my roaches. And then I walked to his 3rd base, and I killed his queen, and I killed a couple more drones at his 3rd, and then I killed a few roaches. And as soon as I realized I'm forcing him to make a lot more roaches here, and I haven't lost mine yet, but mine are kind of bruised now, I'll just go home because I made drones. So I don't throw my units away. Instead, they regenerate while walking back across the map because they walk faster than his. I'll have those in the fight later on when he eventually decides to push me. And now I force him to make roaches when he didn't want to, and I made drones. And now I'm ahead in economy. So every second that goes by where he doesn't push me yet, I can make units at a faster rate than he can, and I can eventually kill him. I understand that because I'm a higher level player. And in explaining that through the thought process, hopefully a lot of other people can get, be like, oh, that's interesting. Okay, I get it. But that's the idea. The build doesn't have to be an all-in. You can turn it into an all-in if you want to, but you can also turn it into a position where you make your opponent just uncomfortable and you get leads. Which is why it's so good in ZVZ. And it also hard counters anyone who fucking all-ins you. And how many times do you get all-in in ZVZ? You get all-in a lot in this matchup. I can't tell you how many times I have players Ling Bane busting me every day. Let's go ahead and start a 3rd. And let's also start an Overseer aggressively, because he has not shown me anything that makes me think he's being aggressive. So I want to see what he's doing defensively. He's got a 3rd base. He's got a lair. He's making roaches. We're both doing similar builds right now. Yeah, we're doing the same build as each other. We're literally doing the same build. So in this situation, when you're doing the same build as each other like this, you don't want to be the guy who makes a shitload of roaches and attacks. You want to be the guy who defends his base, makes a little bit less roaches, but squeezes out more drones. Because again, defender's advantage, guys. Defender's advantage. Excuse me. So he's made about as many roaches as I have. His 3rd's almost done. My 3rd's almost done. We'll see how he wants to go from here with this whole build. We're watching him with an Overseer, so we're also keeping tabs as to what he's doing. He's not really doing that to me, so he's playing blind right now. So we'll see. Are you going to saturate your 3rd, or are you going to push? We're waiting right here with an Overseer to see if he's making drones. So I'm making drones as well. I don't care about the attack anymore. Even if it does attack me, it's going to be small. But he's making drones, guys. He tried to move out and pretend like he's going to hit me to make me make roaches. We didn't give a shit, though, because we know what's going on. We understand the situation. Because we know he's making drones. If I didn't see that 3rd base, it would have been a gamble. He doesn't see my 3rd base. So we actually gambled in the fact that if I would have actually made roaches and I would have blindsided his by zoning him and surrounding him, I probably could have killed those roaches, counter-pushed, and won the entire game at this point. But he played it a little risky by just pushing through the fog blindly and going, hopefully you don't hit me. Because I haven't seen a single scout in my base. All I saw was the Overlord I pushed away with my hatchery before it was done.
Mineral field depleted.
Okay, now we can start a 4th base. We don't have to saturate it, but we can start it so my drones can continually mine effectively. I can make another overseer and run a changeling into his base, or another changeling rather. Run it into his base. Here we go. That's a scout. Now he's got an idea what I'm doing.
Mineral field depleted.
That died, unfortunately. Now let's keep this game real basic. We're gonna keep it really basic this time. I made 2 hydrogens. Okay, mistake. Mistakes were made. Did not mean to do that. What I was gonna say was, we're gonna keep this game really simple, and we're gonna do a Ravager timing, and then I can switch into Hydras later. I did not mean to make double Hydra then. That was my bad. Alright, let's go ahead and push. Oh, he's pushing me, okay. Okay, he's going Mitas, so this is actually amazing for him, just so you guys know. The fact that he chose to go Mitas, that's so good. Well done by him. Because we chose to go Ravagers, and he's focus firing all my Ravagers. This guy is not a derp. He had a little bit of a derpy opener, I think, but he's doing really. That's a good move by him. But now we have Hydras coming out, and this is why you make the Hydra then. It's a just in case. Like, all right, yep, we're gonna go and need Hydras now, boys.
The hive cluster is under attack.
Let's go ahead and kill his roaches. If we can wipe out these roaches, cut off their exit before he can leave. He knows that. We cut off a few of them. If the hatchery died, it died. Who gives a shit? But the bigger thing here is, oh, dude, look at the double hydrogen. It's really paying off now. I didn't stop my hydro production, boys. Anyways, let's push now. This is the one weakness of Muta. Is if I have a well upgraded Hydras, and a lot of them, and he's got mass Muta, okay, we're just going to send the Hydras back to defend only, and we'll send our Roaches forward to attack his base. He's going mass Muta. Remake my drones that just died. Okay, we'll send my Hydras down to now assist my Roaches again. We can back our Roaches up for just a second, regroup with my Hydras, and push again. My army's pretty scary. His army's also kind of scary, but mine's... all mine takes is a good concave. Let's go. And he's invested a lot of his supply in mutas at this point. Back up for a second. Now go forward again. We can move our Hydras there. Because we can see the orange circle on the ground when it casts Corrosive Bile. Now he just fought... the big problem here with him, what he just did, and with mutas in general, with some players who do this, is he just fought with half his army, and he's continuing to do it. This is a big investment, guys, in the muta. So now he's not gonna, he's fighting with half his army, and then he'll come back home and fight with half his army again. Or he'll fly into a spore and try to kill it. Spore colors are pretty fucking effective. We can send our drones over here while we kill his base. The next round of Hydras that spawn, we can have them kill the muta. And then we can send our drones back over here again. We can remake a spore. Now his base is dead. GG. So the muta transition, it was clever. It's a good way to play that out. It's strong because it fucking owns players who would do what I did, where they go for a Roach Ravager all in, basically. But the thing is about what we did differently is we didn't go Roach Ravager all in. I had I actually made 2 Hydrodens on accident, but we had a Hydroden behind it, and the Hydroden behind it is designed to be like, oh, he's going Midas. Okay, let's go Hydros. That's it. Because here's the thing. Here's the beautiful thing. All said and done, this is the beautiful thing. If he goes Midas, and he makes the next 20 supply or 30 supply in Midas, or even 40 supply in Midas, which is like 10, 15 to 20 Midas. If he makes a lot of Midas, that's a shitload of gas and a lot of minerals invested into Midas now that are all 0-0. And if he's fighting 2-1 Hydras with 0-0 Midas, 1 Hydra is cheaper than 1 Mita, and 1 Hydra beats the crap out of 1 Mita really hard. So if I have equal number Mita to Hydra, or overwhelming number Hydra to Mita, he's gonna just die. Like, there's no chance. So it's kind of scary to just blindly go Mitas like that if I have a Hydroden. Could you go for mass Hydra Dens this game? You want to see mass Hydra Dens again? Alright, this time we're gonna go for aggressive build. We'll go for aggression, guys. I haven't shown you much aggression yet in ZVZ. Aggression is not really what I recommend that much still, though. I still think you should play solid. I still think you should play solid over everything else. Like a solid macro build. So we're gonna have stages of aggression. We're not gonna just all in, is what I'm saying. We're gonna have stages of aggression. It's gonna be non-all-in committed aggression. Show me the aggression. Oh yeah. Alright. So our next 2 drones are going to go build a gas and a pool. First drone builds a gas, second drone builds a pool. If you plan on being aggressive, always go gas before pool. ViBE Senpai, thanks again for doing this, man. Thank you for watching, man. I appreciate it. We'll put one more drone on the gas. Make an overlord. And this time we're gonna leave 3 drones on gas the whole time because we're gonna take a delayed 3rd base. Some players like to take a 3rd base really fast, and they're like, I'm going Ling Bane Bust with a 3rd, but their economies blow big time. They're really bad economies, not good. We still will take a 3rd, just not like immediately, like right now, like some people like to do. It's really not effective to take it that early. We're still making drones, by the way, as well, just for a second, because we haven't seen an all-in from him either. So we're gonna squeeze out a little bit more drones a little bit faster to increase the power of our timing. We'll eventually do, because we'll have more money now until then. But now we're about to build a banding nest, so now let's actually start going into our Ling production here. We're at that point where we're ready. Inject, inject. We're gonna spread my overlords out more aggressively across his side of the map. Alright, so let's start walking across the map. We're gonna make like a good 15 to 20 lings of eggs of lings. So it's gonna be a pretty decent amount of lings, but it's not gonna be like fully committed. It's after this inject we're done. So we just injected, we just made full lings, we're done now. Let's take one of the eggs out of my group and leave it right here. Just leave it here. This is just in case we fuck this up. And as we move out, now we'll take a 3rd. Now let's make Banes. Let's make 6 Banes, guys. Aggressively. And we're gonna literally rally them into his mineral line. Inject. Inject. Drown the queens! We're making drones right now, by the way. We're moving towards the drones. So he was going for the gasless wall-off build. And we broke him before he was ready. We can kill the hatchery. So, he didn't wall properly. His wall is connected to the hatchery, not connected to the other wall, which is why I got in his base like that. If he would have built the wall here, here, and here, to where it connects this wall to this wall, and he put its queen in the center of that, that would have been a lot harder to bust that. He built the wall backwards towards his natural, which made me go have an open funnel into his base, which is how I fully surrounded his queens. So my army, by chance, we got damage done and we killed him. But let's just hypothetically say he actually walled properly. What we would have done from there is we would have tried to force him to make units by keeping my units here for a second, and then maybe keep him around the front so he's like not feeling really safe about everything, but just really make sure he doesn't take a third, and we saturate our third a little bit while going into a roach warren. That's what we would have done, because there's no reason why I would want to throw my army away, because if I throw it away I give him a safe feeling of being like, oh, this Zerg just threw away a bunch of units, I'm gonna make drones again. I don't want him to make drones. I want him to make roaches at an inefficient rate. I want him to undersaturate and make roaches. If I'm in this position. Which means don't throw your army away, because if I'm making drones behind it, why the hell am I going to attack? I'm not going to kill him. What server are you playing on? I'm playing on North America. What do you need to make a wall? In that map, on most maps, 2 Evo chambers and a roach warren. He could have done it on that map as well, but he built it incorrectly. He built it in a diagonal line going back into his natural when he should have built it in a straight line connecting to the other wall. Like, connecting your Evo chambers to your hatchery doesn't do shit if now the other side of your hatchery is wide open. Once you get masters, will you just play as you normally would, or you still hold back a bit? No, I'm gonna still hold back a bit. At least with Zerg. With Protoss and Terran I probably won't, but with Zerg I will. Here, I'll do a 12 pull for you guys this game. I'll show you guys a 12 pull. 12 pull expand. See, this is not all in again. A lot of people would be like, oh, you're early pulling, you're all in. You could be all in with it, depending on how you play it. But we're going to do it in a way where we macro. Is this another ZVZ? Yes, it is. So I'm trying to give you guys some variety here. This is making me so depressed. Why? Why are you so sad? Double dens. Because you're bad at the game? Well, that's what this is designed for. I'm going to help you improve, if you want to. If you just listen to the kind of stuff I'm saying and try to absorb it and understand it, I guarantee you'll improve at least a little bit. So as soon as we start making lings, we take our drone and go to the natural. When we start the lings. Not when they're, not before, not later. As soon as we start them. Now we can run to his base. And we're gonna drone, or sorry, we're gonna ling all the way to 20. And we're gonna squeeze in a queen as well. So we're gonna fully max out on lings here. And then we're done making lings. We're just maxing one time. So we can make one more. And we see he expanded, so. But let's look at his expansion timing. It's the same as mine, guys. So he's doing the exact same build as me. So expect there to be lings on top of his base. We'll put our Overlord right here.
Yeah.
You can tell he's doing the same build as me because his fucking natural is the same time as mine. So he's pooling Lings right now. He might have gone gas though. He might be doing a more all-in version. Who fucking knows? But he's gonna let me kill his base, it seems like, so that's cool. Alright, so let's go ahead and run back home now. Except for 2 Lings. Let's have 2 Lings run into his base. And let's go see if he took gases. Yes, he did. He's all in. He's very all in. So now that we know he's all in, with an Evo Chamber build here, let's take our Queen, send it down to my natural,
Are under attack.
and let's start making drones. And this build right here is not designed to hit me right this second. It's designed to hit me in a little bit. If it does hit me right now, it's gonna be with slow Lings. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a wall at my natural. We're gonna wall the natural, boys.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna build a spine right now because we know he's all in. We're gonna keep making some more queens because we know he's all in, and I'm going gasless with this for now. This is counter all in right here. Counter all in measures. Inject my hatchery there as well. Get my queens together, and get ready to block my ramp. So let's go and start blocking my ramp here. Creep takes forever to spread, my god. This is such an awkward wall, dude. Alright, is this a wall? Let's test it with 1 Ling on each side, and we'll make drones in the meantime so we're not just supply copy, or not spending our money. Can a Ling fit through that? No. Can a Ling fit through that? No. So if I put a queen here, we're safe. Because a Ling cannot physically get to the other side now. Because it's literally walled. It's literally walled. Now, let's go ahead and make a lot of gases. Because we're still making drones, guys. I'm not worried about this attack anymore. I know I'll hold it. Easy peasy. We can go mutas behind this. If we want, like, mutas is a good option. It's one option you can, you don't have to do it, but we're going to do it because it's just a good option here. Like, it's almost a guaranteed win. So to be on the safe side though, we're gonna make a roach warren. This is just in case this guy does a massive baneling all in now, or has like roaches, 10 of them come down the ramp. I'd be a little bit worried then. It'd be a little bit more intimidating at that point. So I'm going to make a roach warren just in case that becomes a possibility. This does not cost gas, by the way. The roach warren itself does not cost gas. So it doesn't actually detract from me making mutas in any way. And we have overlords coming over here to scout a Nidus, a potential Nidus. And we can kind of spread my creep around my main, just to make sure if there is a Nidus, you know, our queens can be more mobile to defend stuff. And now we can make a Nidus worm, I mean a Spire. And we can also start a metabolic boost. And now let's start making a lot of Zerglings, guys. Until we see some type of a move out here, we'll make Zerglings. That way I'm gonna have I'm not gonna let my larva like cap out. I'm still spinning it, and I can have a big Ling Muta force together if he decides to go for not like an early push. Then I can wait till I get mutas. Once I get mutas, I just go mutas. But if he attacks me before I get to mutas, I will make roaches if I need to. I have the option now to not die. This is one thing actually we're not seeing right now. If he was breaking these rocks and then coming over here to break these rocks, I wouldn't actually know that. I would see it be with this rocks right here, but I wouldn't actually know there's an army here. Let's move an overlord like right here, so I can see this happening well before it happens, if that's a possibility. It's like the only way other than a Nidus that I could die. Alright, now the Spire is just about done. Let's save our larva for mutas now, because an eject is also popping off. and makes mutas. We're also going to get weapons. Even though Carapace is better in muta versus muta, we don't know if he's going muta or not. And even if he is going muta, we should know that our economy is better than his because we did not make these lings early to defend it all in. We made these lings after we were fully saturated. But he did the opposite. He made a bunch of lings before he was saturated, so we know our economy is better. So if we're both going mutas, I know I have more than him because of that logic right there. I have made drones faster than him. He's got level 1 melee lings. Let's have a ling kind of like go around the map on the bottom and see if he's hiding lings anywhere out there. Okay, he went mutas. So, there you go, guys. We'll have more than him. Watch what happens when he gets to my base. He loses the game. So, I'm gonna teach you guys a trick as well with mutas. It's not that hard. It just takes a little bit of practice. Wait, what the fuck? Did I back up too far? I backed up way too far. Look at the supply right now. It's comparable. I guess it's a little more comparable than I thought it would be. But and there we go. I'm spinning my stuff a little bit faster. So if we compare unit sizes here, we're gonna compare sizes right now. Yo, Seich, really quick, thank you for the sub, and C4DC, thank you as well for the sub. Sorry guys, I don't know if I didn't hear it or what, but guys, thank you very much for the subs, much appreciated. Welcome to the VFam, boys. Welcome back, Seich, and welcome C4DC. Thank you guys. If we compare sizes here, boys, okay, lings, 16 lings for him, 42 for us. We have a lot more because we were richer and we saturated our bases faster, so we just had better larva efficiency. Also, we killed his hatchery. We denied the natural, and ours didn't get denied, so again, we also have more larvae to work with earlier than he did. Now, the other thing, the production. He's got 2 mutas, I've got 4. He's going Carapace. He's doing the better upgrade for muta versus muta, but we've got weapons, which is not the better upgrade for muta versus muta, but it's a good upgrade for universal anything that could be there. It's still good in muta versus muta, but it's great against roaches, banelings, zerglings, hydras, whatever, something on the ground. But now if we compare the numbers here, again, we have 4 in production, he has 2, which means we're going to have 12, he's going to have 11. So already, we're ahead in not only lings, but we're also ahead in mutas as soon as they spawn, and we're also ahead in drones. The only thing we're not ahead in is the fact that he has a 3rd base, but how the hell is he going to defend a 3rd base when this is going to attack across the map right now? He has no banes, he has 2 spines on the way that will never be done in time to help this base. This base could very well die very easily, and I can take my 3rd right now, so it'll turn into a 3-base Zerg versus a 2-base Zerg. Now, with all that being said, that's how we kind of, you know, gauge our leads here. Now watch this. We know he's doing this because we have an Overlord. If you go to your opponent's base with mutas, okay? If you go to your opponent's base with mutas, number 1, you should only ever do that if you know you're ahead. This guy should not feel like he's ahead because I just explained why he's not ahead. We should know that we're ahead because we took really good trades. We forced lings out of him at a really bad time. Extra lings, he went for a melee upgrade early. He failed at timing, so he should not feel like he's ahead. He should feel like he's behind. So blindly pushing into my base automatically it's a bad move, because I have defender's advantage now, which means if I have 11 mutas currently and he has 10 mutas currently, this is not all of his mutas. He's going to have more mutas spawning out of his bases that are going to be flying across the map. And again, my mutas are going to spawn at the hatchery and immediately be in the fight because he's trying to fight me at like my mineral line. So that's a big problem if you do that. You're like, oh, I have less than you in this fight. I have 9 and you have like 12. That's bad. You're going to lose because mutas are a very fragile unit. They can kill each other really fast. So if you have a deficit in the supply, you're going to get crushed pretty fast. Now here's the last thing. If he comes to my base and he commits to my base, I didn't do this super technical. If this was Grandmaster League or if this was Master League and I saw him fly with his mutas right here, I would have actually moved my mutas like this. 100%. I would have looped around him and I would have done something called zoning if this was a higher level league, because it's the level of depth that we understand mutas is higher. But just because it's basic, I allowed him to commit to my base. He just literally fucking attacked into my base. And when he did, watch how deep he commits into it. He just commits right into the gas. He sees my mutas. He doesn't go, oh, turn around. He goes, no, let's go ahead and hit that fucking drone line, baby. He goes right, he balls up his mutas right in here. And it's because he's feeling confident. He's like, yeah, I got mutas. I'll probably kill you with this. Let's see what happens. He's just rolling the dice. And it's a really bad move because of, again, everything we explained with the early game and how this game kind of developed. But watch, do you guys notice how I moved my mutas? As soon as he committed to my base, I moved on top of his mutas as well, but I moved on the top of his mutas on the side where he has to now leave my base if he wants to leave. I didn't start fighting him and auto-attacking him right here, which is where I could be attacking. Mutas could be attacking each other from this far away, the green box to his mutas. We could shoot each other that far away. Instead, I put my mutas right here, which is right on top of his mutas where he needs to leave my base. And when he tries to leave my base, when he realizes, okay, not only do I have less mutas than you, I'm also fighting a fucking queen, and all my bounces of my mutas are bouncing into your refinery or your extractor or a drone here and there. I'm losing a lot of damage on my mutas, basically. So I need to get the hell out of here. And when he does, watch how we move our mutas with him. What our mutas are doing is we're going like this. I just showed you that time, but now I'll do it again. I'll explain the actual micro developing here. He commits to the base. We get on the other side of his mutas because he commits so deep. As soon as he leaves, that's how we micro. We attack, move, move command. Attack, move, move command. Attack, move, move command. I move command about like 0.2 of a second after I attack. I give the mutas a very brief amount of time to actually launch a glaive, but then I immediately move really fast after. And again, timing this properly takes practice. And the idea of this is mutas have momentum, and the momentum continues to carry forward as long as they're moving. But if you attack, if you just tell them a move or like attack the ground and then stop, like you don't do any other commands, you just say attack, click, and then you do nothing else. Your mutas will literally the momentum of a muta will go. It'll just stop. It'll launch a glaive at the other mutas, and now a distance will create between your mutas and his mutas, and he'll fly away without taking any more damage after that one volley of your mutas. But if you continuously go move command after you attack, move command after you attack, move command after you attack, the momentum of the mutas literally flies at a very fast speed still. And if you can micro it, if you get used to microing it, again, I'll show you. This is what it looks like. This is what you can do with it. Okay, I kind of sped it forward past that. This is what it looks like. We just killed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the last 3, Jesus, what's going on? The last 3 mutas are just about to die. Actually, one of them did just die. There's blood right there. That muta just died. We killed so many more mutas as he flew back across the map because he overcommitted, which is zoning. This is the effective micro of zoning. Now, the only reason why what I said earlier, I'll touch back on this really briefly. The only reason why I said I would have done this, moved around like that, when his mutas flew past my Overlord, is because if you're a higher level Zerg player, usually, if you see that I have mutas and you have mutas over my base, he won't generally go, let's fucking commit. Let's commit to it, boys. He'll usually go, oh, nope, I'm turning around right now. I'm leaving. Bye, I'm leaving. But if I go like this, if his mutas are here, okay? His mutas are here. And my mutas are currently here. He then flies from here forward to right here. Now he's in this big open airspace. And my mutas fly from here in a diagonal way or down and fly right here. Now my mutas are right here while his mutas are right there. If he does not turn around without knowing what's going on yet, he doesn't know. If he commits this far, he has to make a choice. Is he like, I'm actually feeling uncomfortable about this, and he just turns around without seeing anything, or he commits further into my base and goes, you know what, let's commit. And then my mutas go from here to like right there, and his mutas go from here to here, or here to here. As soon as I get on the other side of his mutas, I can zone him. and I can be on top of him when he tries to fly home. That's high level zoning. You don't let him see you, and then you get to a point where he can't help it, and now he has to fly through you to go home. Otherwise, he takes a lot of he's gonna take a lot of losses either way. So it's bad. And if you lose a lot of mutas like that, you automatically lose the game. You're just dead, because he cannot ever stop 11 mutas in his base right now with 4. Like, it's just not gonna happen. Because again, mutas are fragile units. I could actually burst his mutas every time they spawn now. I could kill the queen, which I think I might have already done. There's no queen here. Or no, I haven't killed the queen yet. There just wasn't a queen here. I think all of his queens are like somewhere else. I don't actually know where they are. Where the fuck are his queens? Oh, there they are. They're on the ramp. He was preparing for the lings that he saw earlier. But yeah, he can't stop this. This just wins the game now. So we went a little bit in depth on understanding muta micro there and muta logic. But yeah. Hopefully that that helps. If I keep explaining, I'll probably start repeating what I already said to a point. But yeah. Zoning. Are you doing a silver to gold series after this? I highly encourage you to check this out. I just linked it in the chat. It's that has silver and or silver to global series. I think you said gold. I was like, I've already done silver and gold league. They're in the previous playlist. But never mind. You're saying silver to global. Global is you want me to you're going to go pro gamer. I'm assuming is what that means. CS:GO. I don't know what's going on anymore. I don't understand how to answer that question. Love you, man. Bronze to BlizzCon. Silver to Cyril. Oh shit. That'd be pretty impressive, right? Is ViBE GM with all 3? I can be. At the moment, I am not, but I was random GM as soon as GM came out a few days ago. My Terran and my Protoss are definitely not as good as my Zerg. That's gonna give you guys that information right now. I don't try to hide that. 100%. I was a pro gamer with my Zerg. I was never a pro gamer with Protoss or Terran. My Zerg is on another level than my other races. But I do think my overall game knowledge and my overall game ability is able to be GM on every race. So you're a noob then. Yes. I'm just kidding. I know. I didn't take what you said seriously. It's all good, dude. No worries. I'm gonna cry later. Alright, so we're against the Terran, guys. Let's get some Zerglings. 4 lings is what I like to make for a Reaper. To deny the pressure of a Reaper. You yelled at me last time. Did I? Well, okay, it's context. Okay, context. I'm a human being. There's context involved. If you call me a noob when I'm trying to explain logic of gameplay, when I just lost a game and everyone's like, you're wrong, and you're like, you're a noob, I'll be like, alright. Shut your face up right now. Shut it up. But if you tell me I'm a noob after a win and I explain how I'm a boss because I just won a game, like, look at that move, boys. It was so good. I won't take it as seriously. I'll be like, yeah, you know, we won that game. Cool. Shut up. Shut your face up. Alright. So this guy's going for a 2-on-1. Here's how we can tell. You guys might be like, how do you know? ViBE, how do you know he's going 2-on-1? Because when I got to his base, he already had 4 Marines. With an Overlord. You cannot make 4 Marines that fucking fast and have 1 barracks. It's impossible. So at the very least, this guy has multiple barracks. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna play this really safe, okay? I'm gonna play it safe. I'm going to continue to make queens one by one out of my natural. I'm going to fully saturate my natural as well. I'm going to half saturate my third. The reason why is because at 2-on-1 timing, just so you guys know, if you know it's a 2-on-1 timing, it's going to hit you right around 5 minutes. Right around 5 minutes, if executed well. If not executed well, maybe even later than that. So we're going to saturate 8 drones here, 16 here, 16 here, 3 on the gas. And we're done. And we're done. Now, this guy, there's no guarantee that he has to go 2-on-1. He might be like, you know what, I'm changing my build now. So we made a baneling nest just in case that happens. What if he shows up with Hellions? What if he shows up with something weird? We'll make a couple of banes just in case. And now we're making Zerglings. We're making Zerglings until 5 minutes to be on the safe side. We're playing this game on the safe side with minimal scouting right now. Now at 5 minutes, again, that's when we stop making lings. If this guy has not attacked me by 5 minutes, I will now send 1 ling across the right side of the map, 1 ling across the left side of the map, and I'll have 1 ling go right here, right in front of his natural. And I'm going to go back to droning right now. As if he attacks me with a 2-on-1, I have enough lings to stop this. I don't have to all-in lings all game and be like, freak out! Oh my god, lings all day! 2-on-1. So he's doing it a little bit late, a little bit delayed. So we have enough links to stop it, and we were already droning. So we have 3 fully saturated bases. Now let's go ahead and break this. Run away from the... Oh, that was a fucking juicy what am I? Got 18 Zerglings at that. But it's fine. I don't give a shit. Let's go ahead and get a couple of Evos here. Let's even make a macro hatch right now. We got a juicy baneling gun. Guess what? We both got juicy connections. Okay, now we got some liberators attacking me. A couple of queens, get over there and deal with it. Let's fix my saturation. Okay, now let's actually just run away. And have the queens deal with these liberators. Okay, so we have enough bane, or not banes. We have enough lings in general to survive. Let's use one of our extra queens here to keep creep spreading. Come around. And we'll guard our creep, guys. We'll guard our creep.
Our forces are under attack.
We're going for a full saturation on my 3 base setup at the moment. Because notice, he doesn't have a 3rd base. He's taking one now.
Mineral field depleted. Our forces are under attack.
Keep making, keep checking my economy. We're good. This one needs to be fixed. Transfer some drones somewhere else. This one's good. We can transfer some drones over to my 4th now. We're good. Now, keep injecting, keep injecting, keep injecting. We can make all of our lings and all of our larvae into lings now because we have not won a big fight. We have not won a big substantial fight in this game yet after having 3 base saturation. If this guy attacks me and throws an army away, I can feel safe to saturate my 4th. If he does not attack me, let's play this really basic and go, okay, I have, I'm going to make an army now because I have a 3rd saturated base when he's starting his 3rd. We'll play it safe, guys. We'll play it safe. We were here before he was, so now we can make army. And if we get to a point where he doesn't attack, we can attack him. That'll be the general idea. Keep spreading creep. Keep spreading creep. Keep spreading creep. Keep spreading creep. Let's send one more ling over there to kind of confirm what's going on, what's going down in Terran Town. Start 2-2 upgrades, and now we're going to start making hydras with our army. Keep spreading creep. The best thing you can do is fight on creep spread. So attacking off creep spread is not always a great idea. Now we're getting kind of late up here in supply, right? You're like, alright, we're kind of high in supply. We're around 160-ish. Oh, look, he's attacking. He's decided for me what's happening now. He's attacking, so now we deal with it. He's actually going mech as well. He went 2-on-1 into mech. So let's surround his aliens because we have creep. That's the beauty of creep right there. We can just surround his aliens. We ran past him on creep. We didn't A-move it. We ran past him because he was deep on creep. But now that he's going blue flame aliens, guys, and he just threw away an army, now let's saturate a base. I would have poked around and saw what was going on, maybe made some drones and tried to defend my creep at that supply because I feel safe. We can really decide what we want to do at that point. But he threw an army away, so now I feel great. I feel wonderful. So let's prepare for a mech now. So we're going for a 4th saturated base. We're going for a couple of spine, spore, spore. Spine, spore, spore. Make 3 drones. Make 3 drones. Spine, spore, spore. Make 3 drones. Spine, spore, spore. I mean, spore, spine, spine. I said it the wrong way. Jesus, I was saying it backwards. You guys understand what I'm doing though. And now we're good. Now we have Hellion and Banshee defense, and a little bit of Liberator help if this guy decides he wants to keep attacking me. So now let's go defend my main, because we see that. Go for a hive. Go for ViBE. And this is not ever going to stop happening. He's going to do this all game. This is what mech Terrans tend to do a lot. Replace my drones that died. And let's take one last bit of drones here on this new base. Like this. Grab some gas. And now we're done. And our drone count currently is sitting at 90, actually. It's going to go down a little bit. It's going to go down to 85 because 5 drones are about to be spent. Now let's kind of posture around the map. Because we've set up our whole base. We're looking good. Oh, look, we found a planetary. I just moved to a fucking open location around his base and it happens to be a planetary. Awesome. Well, this guy doesn't really have much of an army because he's been trading away Hellions all game. So, it's, you know, it's okay size. It's okay. It's alright. But notice how... What the fuck's wrong with my hotkey? What the fuck? My keyboard's like locked. Anyways, look. Oh, look. He's doing it again. He keeps throwing away mass armies to try and kill workers. That's all he's doing. He's trying to kill my workers, but he's throwing away so many Hellions in the process. Let's just go ahead and make like 12 drones right now. Because we're going to guarantee lose some drones here. That's his whole goal. Is focus fire on my drones. Focus fire on my drones. And look at that. He just lost all of his Hellions. And we just fully saturated the base. We guessed a number. And we fully saturated it again. Now let's go ahead and go Spire. Greater Spire. Let's get Adrenal Glands on our Lings. Let's get Melee on our Lings. Carapace at this point is kind of irrelevant because we know he's going mech. Now let's go ahead and make a ass load of Corruptors. A ton. And while we make these Corruptors, let's move over to the other side of the map with our ground army, because even if he attacks me, we're 100% safe. We might lose a little bit of drones here and there, but if he attacks me with Hellions, I have spines at every base that can deal with it. We made our life easier by preparing for possible multi-tasking situations, which is harass. We're not making the game difficult, we're making it easy for ourselves. Keep looking at my bases, keep saturating properly. We can even start another base. We don't have to saturate it, we can just start it and rotate drones there later. Look for any opening we can, but ultimately, Broodlords are what's going to really control this game here in a minute. Grab a couple of drones, send them somewhere else. What's going on over here? We got Liberators, we got tanks, behind a wall. We got a 4th command center. He's going turtle mech. Turtle mech. Turtle mech. Turtle mech. Turtle mech. Cool. Let's make like 12 Broodlords. 12 is a good number. 12 broods. Now, let's start making Corruptors. Okay? We'll start making Corruptors, guys. Here's what the last thing we're going to do is. Let's take our Hydras. Notice how the sensor tower is really weak right there? It doesn't have vision. So let's put my army there in a ninja form. We'll go ninja on this bitch. We'll use our queens to keep spreading creep while we're waiting. Hey, Hellions are going to attack me again, probably. That's cool. Look at my creep spread. We're focusing a lot on it, so we're getting a good one. Alright, now my Hydras. We're gonna fly. We're gonna run over this way. If it dies, it dies. We kill whatever we can, though. Hey, it's nice some command centers. Let's try and kill this command center too on top of that. Maybe. 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 No. That's a negative. Alright, cool. Now. So, Meximba, we can't win. We'll just quit the game now. I'm just kidding, guys. It's fine. We're fine. Alright, check this out. You guys ready? We have 2 control groups. Whoa, 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 corruptors, chill the fuck out. We have 2 control groups, guys. We have a Broodlord group, and we have a corruptor group. We're gonna make the Broodlord group attack, A-move towards behind where his army is, okay? Just A-move it, Broodlords. And corruptors are the only thing we're gonna micro now. We're gonna be like, yeah, where's your Vikings at, bro? Where's your medevac at? Boom! Take some injects, do some upgrades, do some drone remanagement here. We're good. Oh look, Vikings, let's kill that. And look, we're losing some supply. We have a lot of corruptors, guys. Let's add some Broodlords to my Broodlord army. Fly around with my existing corruptors again. And let's use our extra supply up here to make just a few more corruptors, and we're good. Look! This Terran's actually counterattacking me with tanks. Okay, let's actually do this now. Let's send some drones at it to go die so I can free up some supply right now. I'm not going to turn my army around. This is what Lings are for. Or Lings or Mutas. Both work. So I'm rallying all my hatcheries right here. And I'm making Lings. Meanwhile, my Corruptor Broodlord is probably just going to win the game.
Oh.
He's doing the best thing he can with his tanks, which is great. But this army can't be stopped. This is a fucking death ball. Now look at my Lings. Get him, Lings. Get him, boys. God, Lings suck. It's fine. He's actually 3-3 mech, which is why it's actually being harder to kill than it seems like. Yo, Defcon, thank you for the sub, man. I appreciate it. Our Lings are as upgraded as well as they can be anyways, though. They're also level 3 melee weapons. The armor does not matter on Lings, because tanks will two-shot them anyways. There we go. Now look at the Lings. They're starting to overpower them. Broodlords, keep going. Keep making Lings for the tanks. That's the whole job of these Lings, is to kill those tanks. And we can also rebuild that base. Alright. Corruptors, go, go, go! Keep making Lings. With all excess supply right now. Damn, boys, look at this. Our army's just not stopped. It's never stopped. Our army's pretty much been on A-move this whole time. And now finally the tanks are dying, ultimately. They're coming to it. The tank life has come to a conclusion. And now with all this Ling supply we have, we can be like this. We can go, Lings, attack this base. Attack outside the wall, and then, like we learned earlier, and then attack into the base. And if we saw a Liberator there, going, oh, like Corruptors. Let's go kill that thing really quick and come right back and defend the Broodlords again. These Lings fucking massacre things with level 3 Adrenal, and with our Broodlord army, we, you know, it's massacring his army. We did not use any spellcasters. If we use spellcasters, it's even more powerful for Zerg, but that requires more micro. All we really microed was the Corruptor. We A-moved the Broodlords and we microed the Corruptor. And we're like, make sure our Broodlords don't die to things like Vikings here. And if the guy ever goes in a situation like this, if he ever goes in a situation just like this, there's a very good chance these Lings are going to wipe out his entire base because he's gone mass Viking, that we could do whatever we want as a transition. We could go back into Hydra. We could go Hydra Link Bane. We could go mass Muta. We could keep going mass Lings. We could go just mass Link Bane. There's a lot of things we could do, but one of the easiest ones you can do, one of the easiest ones, just to keep it really simple. If you're like, alright, what the fuck? So many things, you're telling me so many things. If my opponent ever made so many fucking Vikings that he overpowered this whole army, notice how I have a big bank here because we've kept our economy running really well. We could remax in Hydra Link Bane, and he's 100% dead. Because if he's got like 40 supply in Vikings or 60 supply in Vikings, because he made an assload of starports, like this. Or I didn't back it up far enough. If he makes a lot of starports like this, and he's just going Viking, 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 Viking. If he's got like 40 to 60 supply Vikings now, he's just dead against Hydra Link Bane. There's nothing he can do. Vikings don't perform well at all against Hydra Link Bane. It's terrible. Ugh. I felt I had to say that. Say what? What happened? I feel the tone of what you're doing is due to mass experience that others can't get to at this point in time. It's great what you're doing, though, but can't help but think GM level is making more difference than anything else. Regardless, thank you greatly for the tutorials. Well, here's the thing about here's the thing. What happened with you, ViBE? What's up, Jim? Don't laugh at my MMR. Okay, I've fallen on hard times. I'm watching the Jim Rising VODs to get back. Oh, you're talking about my hair. Never mind. Yeah, we had a sub goal and we hit it, so I said I would dye my hair rainbow. You like it? I've got blue beard too. But this is the best way I can answer that kind of a statement. Anyone who says ViBE, everything you're telling us to do doesn't apply because you're fucking GM, dude. Like, none of us can recreate what you're telling us to do as GM. But the best answer I can give you for that is I'm trying to explain things to you as simply as I can, because if you want me to explain things at a high level, I can like if you've ever watched me play GM games and explain games like that, it's way more complex, and I'm microing way more shit at the same time while explaining things.
I started destroying silver thanks to your guides and
Hold
just
on, I'll
focusing
continue
on
talking in a
macro.
second.
Thanks for all the work you are putting into the Bronze to GM series.
Yo, Almighty Hippo, thank you very much for the bits, man. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like it, dude. But it's like anything in life, guys. Anything in life works like this. There's only so much somebody can tell you to prepare you for something, because the best teacher in most things is experience. You have to learn it for yourself truly to actually fully understand it. Oh yeah, see, Livy agrees. Yo, Nishtane Jane, what's up? Thank you for the prime. I appreciate the sub. And Anonymous ODG, welcome back. Or you gifted a sub, rather, to another person for 16 gifts in total. God damn, bro. Thank you, dude. I appreciate it. Much love. But yeah, what I was trying to say was, you have to have experience. Like there comes a point when you have to have some experience to really fully grasp what the hell we're talking about here. So you're gonna have to play some fucking games to really get the culmination of everything we're talking about. But it's much easier to understand something if you have like a guideline before it happens. If like I'm like, yo guys, blah 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 blah, we explained a style, and then you encounter that style in your own game and you're like, oh yeah, I remember ViBE said something like this, I'm gonna try this. At least now you have something to go off of. It's like a general guideline to work with, rather than just being like, I have no fucking idea, I'm just gonna do random things. And that's also why in Bronze GM, if you guys have noticed, if you're someone who's watched a lot of it, I do repeat myself a lot. How many times did I say macro, 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 macro in Bronze to Platinum? Like every single game. Because it really grinds it into your brain that like it's repetition, and it's gonna make you remember it. No matter how much you're paying attention, a little bit or a lot, you'll start to remember some stuff. But it's a guide. It really is just a guideline. It's a guideline. So I can't just be like, someone's like, hey, make me good at StarCraft, and I take 10 seconds to whisper in the ear, and I'm like, you're now gonna be good at StarCraft. Look at everyone else, they suck. Everyone else sucks. You're good now. Go play a game. And then I don't know, you play like you're fucking pro. It doesn't work like that. I can't fucking whisper the magic juju into your head, and you're like, oh, I'm good now. It takes time. It takes, you have to fucking put time in. You have to want to improve, and you will though if you actually want to. Especially since you have a guideline to go off of now, something to work with. Jokes are more important than making drones. I was making drones the whole time, baby. We're good. It's Juju. ViBE, do you coach? Yeah, I coach. Alright, I did make an overlord though. I made a second overlord at a bad time, so that's a mistake. Anyways, we'll talk about this game now. It's ZVZ, by the way. We'll do the gasless build. The roach wall off thing. ViBE with the StarCraft Whisperer. What's my favorite build? Something with infestors. Or mutas. I love muta infestor builds. They're very fun. But they're also very micro-intensive. Alright, what's this guy doing? Okay, he went hatchery first. Standard. Nothing crazy's going on. We're good to go, guys. We're good to go. He knows we're not doing anything crazy either. We're both feeling pretty... Ooh. He's taking a third base really fast. That's a really fast third. That's like a 27 supply third. But the last thing I'll say about all of this, what we just talked about, is if you ever find yourself in a game of StarCraft, in a situation similar to what we're in, where, let's say you have an Overlord die to 4 or 5 Marines as it gets to the Terran's base, and you're like, oh yeah, ViBE said if this guy has a lot of Marines like this, that means he meant double barracks. I'm assuming this guy has double barracks now. Was I wrong on that? I was right. The guy did he did a 520 211 drop. So, oh, this guy's going turtle mech. How did ViBE break that? Let me think about that. Like, let me harken back to the game that I remember him playing against. Oh yeah, he went Broodlord Corruptor. You can try it yourself. It's not going to work every time. I'm not telling you you're going to have 100% win rates. I never once said that. But I did say I guarantee it'll help you, and I guarantee you'll be promoted over time. Because it'll definitely help you out. It'll get you to where you want to go faster than getting yourself to where you want to go if you have someone giving you the answers, basically. So that's basically what I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to give you guys the answers on how to improve. So you have to put those answers into experience and try to execute them as best you can. See, like this right here. I'm going to build an Evo chamber right there. And I'm going to have a backup queen. I can rotate my queens now. So he backed off, so I didn't have to build the Evo. But it was just in case he broke it. There's an answer for you. If you get someone link busting you, don't just stare at it. Try to extend the wall so that you can deal with it. That's an answer right there. That's how you deal with aggressive Zergs. Are any of these bouncing right now? I feel like they're bouncing. Yeah, I'm going like this with my legs. I just do it sometimes. I'll stop. Do whatever makes you happy. I know. I'm just fucking with you guys. Alright. We're going to move out now. We're going to go hit his third base. We're going to go straight across and we'll try to hit his third. We have a good army right now. Behind this, we're going to go into 2-1 upgrades. We have creep spreading between my bases in case this guy goes mutas, so it'll allow me to make spores or something. Okay, so this guy's made a lot of roaches. He's defended really well. And he's also controlled the ramp on this map, which is really good. Because now I can't really just counterattack a different location. The ramp is the key here. So he has done a good job so far. Well done. And he is making roaches still, so let's stop making drones. It looks like he's going to all-in me. Because I see roaches still being made, guys. This is a big deal. See, this is some GM level knowledge right here. If you find yourself in a position where your opponent is going to attack you while you just made a lot of drones, but you see roaches being rallied to your base little by little, take a moment to make yourself some fucking spines, because it's the only way you can really make those drones really worthwhile. If he attacks me, I'll have spines to help me. If he doesn't attack me, I only made 2. I only made 2. I did not all in spine crawler here. I didn't just make like 10 spines. I made 2. And look, he's not attacking me. He's actually not attacking me. Oh, wait, yes he is. Run the queen away! Upgrade! Alright, so just try to like go back and forth. Don't try to get shot too much, but try to like keep him the fuck away from your base. If you can. And now that he's going Roach Ravager, and he's still flooding me. I can still see it. I'm still seeing the minimap. It's being... stuff's rallying across. Let's go ahead and make our own Ravagers a little bit. And let's keep making roaches. Instead of being like, no, let me just go ahead and saturate my base fully. No. Let's prepare for the possibility of getting all in right now. He's still rallying across. Keeping tabs on the minimap is a great skill to have. So practice it if you don't have that skill. It's very important. Again, there's nothing I can do or say that's going to force you to have a skill like that. That's something you have to experience. You have to just be aware of the minimap on your own terms. In whatever way you can do that. See this? Look at that. He's doing it again. See this? Look at that. He's doing more. He's all-inning the fuck out of me, guys. He's making units, making units, making units, making units. He's still sending more. He's still sending more. It's a very good skill toy have. But look at our supply. We're basically maxed defensively on Roach Ravager. Even though I'm undersaturated, we're maxed. Because I played this cautiously. And now here's how you micro Roach Ravager. You throw 1 bile at a time. 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 See how he did like 4? No. You don't do that. No. That was almost... I almost ran into that one. Try not to get hit by biles, guys. And now we can actually put the pressure back on him. Because our army is actually rugged. And if he's made too many roaches too early to all in me way too fast, and I have more drones than him, it means I have a higher supply than him. Crocobile. Make roaches. Crocobile. Back up. Go in. Crocobile. He's not casting. There we go. There he is. Back up. You can see the orange circles on the ground, which is how you can tell where they are. Crocobile. Back up. This is the last time we're going to back up. My army is huge now. Attack forward. 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 Auto attack. Let's go back to injecting. So the problem what he had with his build is that with the micro at least is that he was going cast, and then all like by the time he cast like the 5th bile, the first one still hasn't even hit the ground yet. So all I have to do is one time go boop boop with my army, and that's it. We just dodged every corrosive bile, and now he's on cooldown for the next like 5 seconds. Because it's a 7-second cooldown, and if like the 5th bile by the time the 5th bile is like in the air, Like half a second later, the first bile hits the ground, and then it's like, so it's like, bile, 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 bile. Land, 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 land. That's how the biles are for him. It's really easy to go, oh, pull back, go forward. And because we're looking for it. We're not just like, the way that I'm microing here, the way my attention is focused on, is it's not like I'm looking at his army over here or way over here. I'm not looking at things flanking me. I'm looking at the ground, and I'm looking for orange lit up circles that are going tick, 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 waiting to drop a bile on the ground. So as soon as I see them, I move. And if he does them all at once, it's really easy to move out of the way of all of them. But the way we're doing it is we're going bile, 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 and it never ends because I'm casting a bile every second rather than like 5 in 1 second. So if he wants to move out of my bile, out of one of them, it's gonna sure he can move out of one, but guess what? There's a second one, a third one, a fourth one, a fifth one, a sixth one, and there's gonna be more biles constantly just hitting the ground where he's gonna go. So it's gonna be really hard to it's gonna be really hard for him to always get out of the way, because you have biles constantly landing over and over and over and over. Take a breath, dude. Hey, I'm breathing just fine. Yo, thank you for continuing the gifted sub, Doom Ninja. I appreciate it, dude. And then if we look at, we'll go back really quick to when he attacked me to see supply. See, it's similar. We got it's actually pretty. Oh, you know what? This guy actually made more drones than I thought he did. He was actually ahead of me in drones. That's pretty crazy. I guess he made it. He made a few roaches, and he made a few drones, and he made a few roaches, and he made a few drones. He made it look like he was attacking me really hard, but he was squeezing drones in as he did that, because he was rallying roaches the entire time. But he just squeezed in drones as he did it to 61. And we're still really close, by the way. But, yeah. So, if this guy actually microed better, he would have actually been at an advantageous position over us, because he was mining a little bit more than we are, which adds up over time. We're mining almost the same minerals, but he's mining a little bit more gas. But he definitely did not. He actually did a good job macroing this, but he did not do a good job microing this, because if you get, it's what we just said. It's all at once. We dodge them all. Ours are staggered. His upgrades are 2-0. Ours are 2-1. Upgrades in this situation aren't the biggest deal. The reason why upgrades aren't the biggest deal is because we're not sitting there smashing each other in a concave the entire time. We're not just going attack, 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 attack. What we're doing is we're colliding for a second, corrosive biling, and we're backing up from each other. That's what we're usually doing. So upgrades aren't as impactful here, because the corrosive bile is not affected by attack or armor upgrades. It does its damage regardless, which is 60. But it's really all about the bile here. It's all about who micros bile better. Anyways, we already talked about it, and I guess I'll go to the fight and show you one more time. We'll move on. So look at our biles, how they stagger. One bile. You can watch mine stagger here and there, and to see his all go down at the same time. It basically guarantees hits. It just guarantees hits. Which is why the supply differential here is becoming so big. In this composition, how much Ravager is the correct amount to have? I would say 8 or so. Like right around 8 is like, that's like perfect. If you have anything less than that, it's okay. If you have anything more than that, it starts getting maybe a little too much. But 8 is like super solid. If you're maxed, I'll keep that in mind. If you're maxed, you want to have like only a fifth of your army is actually Ravagers. Not like half your army is Ravagers. That's not good. You need to have a lot of a meat shield. And again, the other thing I can say is the reason why 8 is such a good number is because it allows you to cast about one corrosive bile a second and never ever stop. You just go boom, 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 boom every second, and it never stops, because by the time you cast corrosive bile number 7, if you are doing it perfectly every single 1 second, you can cast the first one you cast is back off cooldown again, and he's ready to go again. So it's like perfect. You can just bile over and over all day. You should give us some written guidelines about how we can go back and analyze our own games after a loss. How? I don't know how the fuck am I supposed to do that? How do I write a guideline for you if I don't actually know what your problems are? Some people have different problems than others.
Yeah.
Yo, Anonymous OGG, thank you very much for the gifted sub again, my dude. I meant in general what to look for in our games. I feel like I'm telling you that already though. If you want some basic analytical information, just go back and watch the earlier stages of Bronze GM. That's like fundamental basics of StarCraft. This guy's Zerg, he's random. It's hard to give you what you're asking for, because it's almost like you want me to like analyze your replay and tell you what you're doing wrong without actually doing that, which is it's almost impossible, because there's so many. StarCraft 2 is not a game where it's like I can summarize it in 5 seconds and we're good. I can summarize it vaguely and be like, you need to fucking work on your macro. There you go. Work on that macro, bro. But to really give you what you're looking for, if you're like, I want to get GM, dude, tell me how to get GM by telling me what to look for. It's a lot of fucking things I gotta talk about. That's why the series is me doing what I'm doing now, because you just have to, if you want to improve, Jesus. If you truly want to improve, okay? If you want to improve. I feel like what I'm doing right now is I'm dropping so much information throughout this entire thing that you can take some time every day you want to play StarCraft and just watch. Just watch this series a little bit. You don't have to watch
More
the whole
subs
thing.
incoming.
Yo, thank you very much, G-Sound. Sounds good, my dude. Thank you very much, man. All you gotta do is just take a little bit of time every day if you want to really improve as much as you can. And focus. Be like, all right, I'm gonna take 30 minutes a day, every day, to watch a little bit of this, and I'm gonna maybe learn something. It's not even a guarantee at that point. It's a maybe. Maybe you hear something you already heard before and it refreshes your mind, or maybe you hear something new that you haven't heard before and you're like, oh shit, I didn't know that. That's interesting. I didn't know this is how he deals with this, or blah blah blah. So it's things like that. You know, it's you have to do the work yourself as well. I can't do everything for you. It's not a get GM quick guide. It requires some effort. But I'm trying to help you as best I can. Just know that.
Oh.
I'm trying to give you the tools to help you improve. Alright, anyways, guys, we're getting cannon rush. So we're gonna make Ravagers. This hatchery is gonna get very low or might even die. This hatchery might die. It's gonna be close.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the hatchery's gonna die. It's gonna die. We'll just retake it. It's okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna make 2 overlords here, and I'm gonna start droning my main. So here's what's happening. Our hatchery's gonna die. I can't stop this. The timing of it. Yo, G-Sound, thank you again for the another gifted sub, my dude. My G-Sound dude! But look what this guy's doing. He's going Stargate. We can see everything he's doing, guys. Let's put our overlord over the high ground. So ultimately, what's happened here is this guy's gone for a build that he's hoping that stalls me. He's hoping that his build he's just done it stalls me out and makes me get behind.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's no immortal here, there's no immortals here, there's no nothing, it's just a Stargate behind this. So what we're doing again is we're making drones and we're injecting our hatchery. We're reading that because we know is no natural here and he's going Stargate. It's still going to be aggressive, sure, but it's something we can actually deal with.
Our forces are under attack.
In just a moment here, we'll go for a layer now as well. We'll have this cannon dealt with and we can actually retake our expansion, like right now. Cool beans. Now we can take a metabolic boost upgrade, so we can start going into lings eventually. And we can keep clearing this out, cost efficiently. We're not throwing our army away at it. We're not panicking. We're not rushing. We're just making drones while we're retaking our natural.
Yeah.
And we can also take a spore crawler right now, because he's probably going to go oracles. There's a void ray. Cool. G-Sound, thank you again for more subs, my dude. Oh my god. Why no cancel? Because we're keeping it really simple, and I was also talking to chat. I was talking to Chad. Kill the cannon. Now let's take another base. I'm not really feeling intimidated right now, because this guy just lost a shitload of investment here, and he's also still on one base. So there might be like 2 or 3 void rays that are going to attack me, and that's about it. It's not going to be like, oh god, he's got the biggest army ever. The queens can handle void rays. Let's grab some drones that we've been making this whole time, and let's go right there. Fully saturated natural, guys. Fully saturated natural immediately, because we've been making drones. We can make a spore here, just in case there's an oracle or something. And now we're at 2 base versus 1 base Protoss. So we're in an okay spot. It's not the best spot, but there's anyone who's like, ViBE, are you sure? You could have like 2 bases right now.
Oh.
You can't go pylon, forge, gate, core, cannon, Stargate, cannon, pylon, ship battery. You can't do all that shit and be like, oh, I got like 3 bases too. That doesn't, no. That's not how StarCraft works. There's limitations. Look at your sub count. Sub count's fucking amazing, and I love you guys for it. Thank you guys for supporting the stream. You guys are the best. Alright, so let's go ahead and make another queen. No, for real. Sub count's incredible, guys. Thank you. I love you guys for all the support you give me. This stream has been blowing up lately. It's incredible. Alright, so we're gonna like half saturate our next base. Yo, G-Sound, thank you again for the gifted subs as well. And Call Me Norm, welcome, bro. Thank you for the prime. Let's, we have a good saturation on our 3 base. Let's go ahead and make some hydras. Because right now, the Voider account has been able to be around for a little while now. Now he might have like 3 or 4. So if I don't have some hydras here, this could get really dicey. Because 3 void rays can definitely overpower a spore and then kill a queen by itself. So we have hydras. And now that we have enough hydras here. I have like 16 hydras in total. This is how many hydras I have as soon as they all spawn. I feel confident that I can kill not only like 3 void rays now, which is what we just saw, but in the time I make drones, I can make number 4. Or Jesus, I can't do math on my hand. I can do number 4 and number 5. I could probably kill all 5 void rays, guys. All 5. Confidently with my current hydra count. 16 hydras kills 5 void rays. No doubt about that one. And behind this, now we can saturate the rest of our base, like we were just talking about. And now on 3 base saturation. Now. We're also almost fully upgraded to hydras. Let's make some Zerglings. Just a couple. We'll cancel this in a second now because it's gonna die. I have to rebuild that. We're gonna go scout the map with some lings, and we're going to go crush the Protoss. We're gonna go crash his base. We're gonna crash the party. So we're making a little bit of lings. Hey, what's up, Billy? How you doing, dude? And we'll make a spire as well. This spire is, again, This is some GM level knowledge coming at you right now. But apply it to yourself. Apply it to yourself, boys. If this guy goes beyond Void Rays and goes Tempest, if he goes Carriers, if he goes something like that, something bigger, then I'm like, oh god, the Hydras might not be the best choice anymore. We have the potential to go Corruptors. Or Broodlords if he goes super cannon defense as well now. We can break this Protoss later on with a Spire if we have to. But for the time being, we're going mass Hydras and some Lings. And now my Lings are out, let's scout the map. With 2 of them. One on the top, one on the bottom, just to speed up the process. Now this base is done. Look, this guy is being really greedy and he's going heavy Stargate. Let's go ahead and shove his face with this army. And we'll prepare for the possibility of going into Broodlords. Because he looks like he's going for cannons, shield batteries, and Stargates. Now he's going for Colossus. Okay. So, how about this? How about we just back it up for a sec and we make Corruptors. Because we made the what's it called? Because we made the Spire. And I have Carapace being upgraded right now for my air. And I'm gonna start doing melee for my ground. Because you know what I'm thinking right now? I'm thinking air plus Colossus. Oops, I did not mean to kill that. Air plus Colossus, not so good for Hydra. Let's back it up for a sec. Just back the bus up for 1 second. We can even rotate the drones away. This is not a great fight to take yet because we're making Corruptors now. We're making Corruptors now.
Our forces are under attack.
These Void Rays are almost out of overcharge. And now let's go ahead and go. We'll target fire the Colossus with my Corruptor. I A-moved my Hydras and target fired the Colossus. And now from there, I don't want to keep going Hydras. I want to actually go more Corruptors and Zerglings. Because if I go Zerglings, I can be way more mobile at denying everything I can on the ground. And if I go Corruptors, I can really control not only Colossus, but I can also control the air really well. The only reason why I would ever go back into Hydras is if this guy was like, okay, no more Colossus, we're going Immortals. Then maybe, and he's going like Immortal Zealot, Void Ray, or something like that. Then maybe, yeah, I'll go back into, maybe I can go back into Hydras at that point. But look when he pushed me. This is when he was pushing me. This is because we made drones during a cannon rush. And it's also because he's going for like supreme tech of Colossus Void Ray as his only composition. He has literally 1 Stalker and 1 Zealot. And then just pure Void Ray Colossus. So we have a big supply advantage here. Can you explain the thought process behind grades? What's grades? The upgrades? Do you like to piss on buildings? Yeah, of course. Is it... Wait, what? Is it drone scouting versus random as Zerg? I'm not even drone scouting right now. I'm just doing a safe build whenever we play against random. We're going for hatch gas pool every time. IRL? Of course. But, yeah. The, what did someone just ask me something? I just forgot what they asked because they answered like 3 things at once. The grades thing. What was that? Okay. My base, early on, we got cannon rushed. And I made a roach warren really fast. So, I could deny all the cannons, all the batteries, all the pylons. I could kill it all in the beginning of the game. Without losing anything. Oops, I hit B again. I can kill it all without losing anything besides the cost of a hatchery itself because it's gonna die.
Oh yeah.
So look at my resources lost right now. I'm gonna speed this up and go through this really fast. Yo, thank you for the sub. DK is Layak. DK Layak. Thank you very much for the prime, dude. Welcome to the V fam. And Madlib, thank you for the prime as well. Missed it by a little bit, but Madlib, thank you, dude. I love you, dude. Thank you very much for supporting the stream. Guys, look at this. We'll go through this really fast. Look at my resources lost, okay? This is why I think Ravagers are great. This was unavoidable. He made cannons really fast outside my base. This cannon was like done by the time we were over here talking about some shit in the stream. But he extended the cannon rush from outside my base into my base. This is a big investment. This right here, this cannons alone, 600 minerals. These pylons put it up to 800 minerals. Actually 900 because he has a third pylon. These batteries put it up to 1100 minerals. Because it's 100 per battery, 100 per pylon, and 150 per cannon. So altogether in this green box for Protoss, this is 1100 minerals invested. For me, I just lost 350 minerals because the hatchery just died. Now let's go ahead and fast forward this and watch the resources lost in just a moment. He also killed my Overlord over here just now with the Stargate, seeing it. So I've lost 450 because I lost the Overlord too. But there you go. He's already lost more than me. And during the whole cannon rush, I made these units because I knew I would eventually kill it all with these Ravagers. Because I saw he was doing something that's not very aggressive like a Robo. But I made drones behind this, and if we look at the worker tab now, it's actually pretty close. He's expanded pretty fast. He took a hidden base really early. So he's actually doing a good job of keeping up. He's doing a good job of keeping up with the worker count. But I'm not doing a bad job of keeping up with him, I guess, because of how he cannon rushed me and, you know, how he's still hiding bases around the map. And now we have a third. He has a third going up. Ours is a little bit faster. But basically, the point was Ravagers deal with the cannon rush. That's it. We make drones. We're good. We scouted who's going Stargate. The way we deal with the Stargate right away, with the first like minute and a half, the first like 90 seconds of the potential Stargate, 1 queen, 1 spore per base. We're fucking good. If he makes a Void Ray, we're not going to take any damage.
Yeah.
Yo, Anonymous, thank you for the gifted 10 sub bundle. Holy crap, dude. Thank you. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the stream. Oh, my Anonymous bundle. Whoever you are, Mr. Anonymous or Mrs. Anonymous.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you out there in the world, wherever you are. Appreciate it. E-hug. Let's go. Thank you very much. That's awesome. But for the first 90 seconds of a Stargate, we scouted his tech. Spore Crawler Queen. 1 per base each.
Oh, yeah.
We're good. 1 Void Ray, 1 Phoenix, 1 Oracle. That's not going to do anything at all. It's not going to affect me at all. And then by the time we saturate, which also allows us to then go, okay, we're fully saturating our natural, our main, and most of our third. And then as soon as that happened, we also still made a Hydra Den. But we then said, okay, at this point, that Stargate's been active for like 3 minutes. Now, that could be like 5 or 6 Phoenix. That could be like 5 or 6 Oracles.
Yeah.
Or that could be like 3 Void Rays. Or it could be like maybe 1 or 2 carriers. Most likely it's not a carrier, especially since we also saw the first Void Ray when our Overlord died. So that also made me think, because we saw the first Void Ray, I went, okay, it's Void Rays. So now I literally said it before he attacked me. If you remember, I go, it's been a few minutes, probably like 3 or 4 Void Rays. He shows up with 3 of them. And we then made the Hydras to stop that. We didn't go like 30, 40 Hydras to stop 3 Void Rays.
Oh, yeah.
We made like 12 Hydras to stop the initial amount of Void. Or we actually made 16 Hydras. We made 16 Hydras to stop the potential of 3 or 4 Void Rays. Because there's also not a guarantee that it's not going to also have some gateway units involved. It could be 3 Void Rays and 3 Zealots. Who fucking knows? But that was our preparation. Then we said, let's make a potential Spire. Because this game might go longer than me doing a Hydra timing and winning the game. That is me playing 3 steps ahead of where we currently are.
Oh, yeah.
For a potential. I invest 200 minerals and 200 gas now for the possibility to win the game 5 minutes from now. Instead of saying, I'm just going to stay on Hydras all game. Because I don't know. Why not? So we prepared for the potential of a late game transition. And it worked. Because he went Colossus Void Ray. Which I didn't know he was doing that until I saw it. But as soon as I saw that, the potential counter we made of Corruptor was great. And we made Corruptors and we just fucking owned it. There's a lot of things that Corruptors could counter. It's not just Colossus Void Ray. If he goes Mass Void Ray into Mass Carrier, we could counter that with Corruptor. If he goes Mass Tempest after Mass Void Ray, we can counter that with Corruptor. If he goes anything with the Stargate, we can counter that with Corruptor. It just happened to be that he also made a unit that could be hit by Corruptor, which was a Colossus. So we're like, fuck it, let's make Corruptor. If he would have made something on the ground, like mass stalkers in Void Ray, I would not have made Corruptor, even though I have Aspire. So we're like, because again, the whole thing is his build was a cannon rush
Yeah.
into Stargate. So there's a high potential Corruptors are going to be worth value later on in that game. The chances are high. Most likely he's not going to go, all right, I'm gonna cannon rush you, then I'm gonna go Void Rays, and then I'm gonna abandon everything. I'm not gonna make any more cannons. I'm not gonna make any more Void Rays. I'm gonna go Mass Zealot Archon. Chances are low that that happens. You know what I mean? It could. Not, you can't rule it out. It could, which is why I also had Hydras. But chances are low, which is why I made Aspire, because it seemed like a good idea to counter a range of what he could do. A good range of all of it. Anyways, yo, Battlecruiser MD, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime, dude. Welcome to the V fam. Welcome. Welcome. Oh, so thirsty. Ay, 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 ay. Welcome to ViBE. Got my mouth feels so dry right now. Need some more water. I'm like pretty much out. After this game, guys, I might take a quick like 30-second break. Get some more water. I'm so thirsty. Alright, we got a reactor factory. We have a reactor barracks. We have a second barracks already automatically. If you see that, another barracks in production while this one's making reactor. 2-1-1. 2-1-1. Oh god, we didn't make I didn't make Zerglings. My bad. I forgot about that. We'll just rotate drones in and out. New pack goes in while the old pack goes out. Until my queen spawns. Okay, we're good. Now I'm going to show you guys a counter to if you scout literally this and you're like, oh, okay, it's 2-1-1. This is what I know I'm fighting against. Let me show you something that's amazing. This is a great way to play against 2-1-1. Get ready for a amazing game for Zerg. Alright, you guys ready?
Drones are under attack.
Okay, this Reaper's being annoying. Let's try and send another drone over here. Maybe we get lucky and the Reaper's not in position. I really need to make some lings. We're gonna start upgrades. Carapace and melee right now, before speed. We never took our drones off gas, by the way.
Our drones are under attack.
What this build is this is a Terran saying, I'm not going to attack you until 5 minutes. Because if he does attack me before 5 minutes, he's going to be attacking me with a bunch of naked Marines that don't have stim pack, don't have a medevac, don't have any upgrades. That's really weak. As Zerg, I can be like, well, I have speedlings. The potential of me having speedlings is like making him go, okay, that's a terrible idea. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to wait until I have my medevacs. So I have this window of time now where I can be super greedy. And I can just be like, drone, 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 drone. But now, we're at 16, 16, 16, 16, 3, 3. We're at 8 out of 16 on this base right now. Now we're making mass lings because the timing is going to hit me. That we already know is already happening. The timing is going to hit me in about 40 seconds, 30 to 40 seconds from now. And I have enough time here to make nothing but lings and have enough lings out to stop what he's doing, because this is how Zerg works. Zerg explodes in one thing or the other. You can explode your drone count, and then 30 seconds later, explode your unit count. You don't have to make units and lings, like, alright, so, what I meant to say was, you don't have to make drones and lings at the same time. You can alternate it. Zerg it's better with Zerg if you alternate rather than make like 2 drones at a time and make 4 lings. And then 2 drones and 4 lings. And 2 drones and 4 lings. That's not how Zerg works. Zerg is more timing based. See how those Marines moved? They're loading up in medevacs. Run away! Now watch what happens right here, okay? This is a great counter to what we're about to fight against. Okay, move our lings over here where we just saw the medevacs going towards. Okay, we happen to find a Reaper. That's fucking sweet. Where are your medevacs? They're over here somewhere. I'm still making lings, guys. There they are. Hi. Okay. So now let's go to his base. We're still making lings for the time being until we do this timing. Now, I'm stopping lings now because we're never going to have enough. The lings aren't going to get here in time for this time anymore. So let's do 1 round of drones to finish my 3rd base while we're doing this timing. This is 1-1 lings. And here we go. Okay, he's actually attacking my 3rd. That's okay. Because he decided to go over here to hit my base to lose the game. He's dead. I can lose 8 drones at my 3rd, and he can lose the game. That's okay. Now we're making more lings because he's committed to this. And our lings are rallied right here. To defend this, we can go into a lair. And now that we have enough lings to properly defend our base, oh, kind of. Okay, my lings died. Lings, you suck! Oh, that was a juicy one of mine hit. We're still ahead. With how sloppy this has been, we're still ahead. Here's what we want to do now. Let's just say hypothetically you're in this position right now. You're in this position, okay? You're like, damn! I fucked his natural up. He fucked my 3rd up. I still have a good army, guys. Still big. Let's go ahead and start droning for my main and my natural. Okay? My main and my natural are being saturated right now. And we're going to focus a little bit on creep spread. And now we can turn this game. Because he's got Widow Mines on a ramp with a bunch of Marines now behind it. We're going to go into Ling, Bane, Hydra. Off of, so far, a 2-base saturated economy. We can run 1 Ling back to his base to see exactly what's going on. See if he's retaken it yet. And behind this now that we have our layer done, let's go and start a macro hatch. And let's also start our upgrades. Okay, he's got it again. So let's saturate our 3rd. Because again, we have a lot of units here. We're fine. If he attacks me on creep when I'm fully defensive, it's much easier to defend than if I attack him off creep. Now we can start our next upgrade. And finally, we can start our Baneling speed and Hydra upgrades in a second. And now that my 3rd's done, we can start gases. So we're going Hydraling Bane now. We're just rotating our tech into Hydraling Bane. And one more thing we can do is we can retake our 4th. We don't have to saturate it. We're just staying a base ahead of our opponent. The fact that he's taken this means it's a very high chance he's going to be defensive with it. If he attacks me like this, like I just said, we can very high chance we're going to defend it on creep. On creep. Do not fight off creep. Saturate my 3rd. Gas, gas, gas. Everything's fully saturated. Now we explode in units again. We can transfer some extra drones that are on my main that are no longer needed to my soon-to-be 4th. And we're making Banelings, we're making Hydras, and we're making Zerglings. The good amount to go for here is about like 20 Hydras. Okay, we're gonna have to cancel this, it's okay. And we'll make it, if he doesn't lift, he'll lose a lot of units. Rebuild it. Now we can make a bunch of Banes again. Keep my army kind of centralized around my base. Every time I get my creep spread, one shade further forward. Okay, run away. Make an overseer. You're like, damn, ViBE. This Terran's fucking you up. You might think so, but I think we're fine still, guys. I actually think we're just fine. Okay, we can go over here and attack that now. Leave the overseer down here and some units to kill this. Cool. Replace that drone that just died. Now we have 2-2. About done. You guys got to keep in mind as well. Remember when we killed this? We also killed his upgrades, guys. We killed his engineering base. So what this means is we're going to have a timing really soon where we have 2-2 Ling Bane versus 0-0 bio. Which is fucking scary for the bio. That's super scary. And it's right now. So let's go ahead and move across the map. And let's re-rally. My hatchery's like right here. And all my units that I make now, they don't go in my group. They just come right here. Now before we take the fight, let's add in some extra Banes. And let's go scout the area. So we have Widow Mines around his base. No, there are tanks. Is there a third base that I can go kill really easy? Are you being really greedy or not? He is not being really greedy. He's being really safe. So again, okay, he's actually going really all in, is what he's doing. So we're committed. Let's go for it. Let's just go for it.
Drones are under attack. Mineral field.
Now we just killed his base again. This guy's kind of an all-in Terran. So what we're doing is we can rebuild our tech over here a little bit. Whatever. We got a Baneling, or that down. We're just gonna make Lings and Banes. And go over here with some Widow Mines. Fuck you. Now, A-move the fucking Marines in my base. A-move them with my Ling Bane. My army at the bottom of the map is still A-moving his base, by the way. He killed my main. I've killed his whole base. So we've once again repeated a situation where we've killed the Terran more than he's killed me. And now he's ultimately just going to die. We're just still making Lings, guys. But as soon as I can, I was making Lings. My pool got killed up here. That's why we remade it. We just keep making Lings. He chose to, instead of defending his base, he chose to make the game hectic for us and go counterattack, counterattack. This guy's all about he's trying to multitask me to death. I don't know. That's Terrans who play like that are harder to deal with. I'm not gonna lie. They are harder to deal with 100% than a Terran who always defends. But the idea is we have enough to break him because he sent his whole army to my base. So we broke him twice really hard. And then we just make more units in the meantime. We just don't stop macroing. So we actually have more stuff at home to defend someone who wants to go for a base trade. I hate the whole mandatory good luck have fun GG meta. I just play the game for fuck's sake. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to do anything. If you don't like it, you don't have to participate. But it is a common thing that's lasted in RTS for a while. So if you don't do it, people that are used to it will think you're being BM. That's just how it works. They'll be like, why is this guy mean? Why is he being mean right now? It's more, the way a lot of people take it, it's more of a sign of respect. Like, hey man, I acknowledge that you're my opponent and you're not a pile of shit. That's how a lot of people honestly take it. And I take it that way too sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. It's not just other people. If I play against another pro gamer when I was a pro, or if I play against someone I know on ladder, and I say good luck, have fun, and GG, and they never say anything to me, they just quit, it makes me think that they're thinking in their head, this guy sucks. I can't believe I lost. And I'm like, hey, come on, I have feelings. I'm a person too. But yeah, it really, at the end of the day, you do what you want, man. This guy sucks. It is the internet, so you have to take everything like with a grain of salt. I forgot to get water. Oh my god. I'm so thirsty again. I'm remembering it now. Oh no, mistakes were made. No, I'm not gonna pause it. It's okay. I'll just play it out. I usually don't ever pause games. I usually just play it. Alright, we can do the roach build again this game, guys. The bronze to GM roach build. This is a really solid build you can do in every ZVZ if you just don't like going the Ling Bane phase of this matchup. Because whenever I coach people, you know, coach their Zerg in a ZVZ matchup, everybody always, not everybody, but a lot of people have the same problem. They're like, I don't feel confident in early game ZVZ. Ling Bane's too volatile. It's too crazy. Things die way too fast. I lose so many games because I just have Banes running in my base and I just die. This is the perfect build for you because this build is even effective in GM. You can get GM with this build and still do well there. This build is solid. Does this build do well against 13-12s and 12 pools? Yes. I wish somebody would do that to me so I could show you. The way you hold a 12 pool and a 13-12 is you stop droning once you're at once you have a fully saturated main with one gas. 3 out of 3, 16 out of 16. Once you're there, you stop using your larva until 2 minutes. And what you do is you pay attention to your overlord and you see, is this guy flooding me or is he not? If he is, you make lots of lings. So you have immediate tons of lings and queens defending your base, which is really hard to break through when you're one basing it. But if he does not do that, instead what I do is I make an overlord at 2 minutes and then continue droning. You don't larva cap if you do that. It's just really solid. Come on. Hurry up with the creep. Oops, I just fucked up the placement.
Our forces are under attack.
Make our gases.
Our forces are under attack.
There you go, I'm walled. My base is walled again. Because we did corner to corner, and then we have a bigger corner here. Okay. Okay, if you're wondering why I'm rotating my queens like that, here's a tip. This is a tip. Whatever queen you inject with, if you know you're not being pressured right now, and you know you have that phase of the game where you're not totally safe yet because you might get busted by a bunch of lings, put the queen with lower energy while your hatchery's injected in the front of your base always. Because what happens is, if he attacks me now, my queen that's going to have it transfused faster can transfuse because it's in the back. You can't transfuse yourself. So if you rotate your queen whenever it injects, you can always have the queen with lower energy in the front. That's a little pro tip for you right there. See, I might have just taught someone something. Someone learned something. Somebody learned something. And now that we're pushing, we don't have to worry about the inject anymore, or the transfuse anymore, because we have roaches. We're fine. We can push his base. And he hasn't really attacked me yet, like the other Zergs sometimes. Nothing's really happened. So I am going to make an Overseer, and I'm going to scout his base while I go 2-1 and get ready to go into Hydras, with a Hydra Den, rather. Alright, what's going on over here? We have a lot of roaches. We have way more than he does. We can take this fight. We're killing him with inefficient numbers. he has inefficient numbers to fight me. So this is cascading out of control. If I have 14 roaches attacking him, it's going to kill more than 14 roaches. It's going to kill like 22 because I'm fighting it with inefficient numbers here. We can even kill his roach warren itself. GG. He just didn't have enough to stop me when I got there. So he took some serious damage. And this is not all in, because behind this, we're saturating our third, which means right now, we actually have drone lead, even though we have a pressure lead as well. This is why this build's so good. How are you still diamond? Because this league is enormous, and I'm doing 3 different races at the same time. Look at how much MMR I'm getting per game. I'm getting 20-ish a game. And I have to grind a fucking 1,000 MMR, basically, to get out of this league. So, if I'm doing that for not only Zerg, but I'm doing it for Terran and Protoss as well, it's going to take a while. It takes me, on average, about like 4 to 5 hours per promo doing it like this. But I have to, because this is how it is. This is what you have to do as well if you're trying to go bronze to GM. Water! Oh my god. I need water. Ugh. Ugh. Cause look at our record right now. We've played 49 games. We've played 49 games, guys. And our Zerg is by far dominating our Terran and Protoss, because our Zerg has, even though we're playing at the level of our league, quote unquote what I think it is. I haven't even lost yet. Those are placement throws right there. But our Terran and Protoss, what's our Terran at? Our Terran's lost 5 actual times. And our Protoss has lost 3. But look how many games I've played. I've played, if we're gonna say about 50 games ish per race, I've played over 150 games. I played probably like 160 games in total. 160 games. And we're a fucking Diamond 2 Universal right now. Takes a lot of games. So, yeah. Think about how long it takes you to play 160 games of StarCraft. If they're macro games. It takes a while. Anyways, I'm gonna go get some water, guys. Give me like 2 minutes. I'll be right back. Or a minute. I'm just gonna go refill this water bottle. I'm really thirsty. Alright. Be back in a second. And thank you for watching. If you guys like the stream, don't hesitate to give it a follow. Much love, guys. BRB. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm back. I'm back. We're here, ready to go. And a full bottle of water. Does teaching the basics like this actually doing this series help you improve your best play? No. For me, it actually makes play worse. I'm not gonna lie. Because if I spend 2 weeks playing players way below my skill level, it makes it really hard to readjust to playing players that were at or above my skill level.
Oh, yeah.
So it doesn't help me at all. Because it's all theory, and I know a lot of theory, but it makes my personal mechanics and macro and all that stuff get worse. We're against it, what? The Protoss? Okay. Alright guys. Yo, Jalma. Thank you very much for the Twitch Subarino. Welcome to the V fam. Thank you. I appreciate it. No good luck, have fun. That's how he says it. He just says no good luck, have fun. What a jerk. Alright, this game we're gonna go for a gasless build.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, Chip, thank you very much for the 2-month sub, dude. It's my 2-month anniversary vibe. I love you lots. Never mind. Thank you, dude. Appreciate the continued support. Sorry, I just wanted to say that really quick because this guy's funny. Alright, so here's what's happening. We're scouting his base. He's chrono boosting his probes. That's a good sign. We want to see his gateway and his production here on the front, where he's walled most likely. And what he's going to do with that. Is it 2 gateways? Is it 1 gateway? It's 1 gateway that's being chronoed. Cool. Cool beans. Let's go and hide my Overlord for a little bit. See if it, or we're gonna move it down here just in case this is a stalker now, because he's already got an adept sitting there, as you guys can see. Oh, hello. Half my lings can chase the adept shade, and half my lings can stay on the adept. Okay, now we can pull him back that he canceled it. Let's go ahead and start our gases. This is gasless, by the way. For anyone who's like, ViBE, what are you doing? This is gasless. This build is all about greed. There's a stalker. So he's staying pretty heavily on the ground right now. I'm not really worried about a Stargate yet. Here really soon we're gonna go ahead and start a Roach Warren, like in about the next 10 seconds. Right around 4 minutes is when you want to take a Roach Warren. And our saturation's looking really good. Let's take another gas. And now we're gonna start a Roach Warren. We're gonna start a layer. First 100 gas always goes to a layer, always. And now we're gonna run a ling at his base on both his potential 3rd bases. 1 ling each. Keep injecting. Don't ever stop injecting. Injecting and a little bit of creep spread is the power of this build. And now if I don't see a third base, if I do not see a third base, it's a void ray. Okay. Let's make a spore crawler, spore crawler, spore crawler. Every base, 1 spore. Because it doesn't mean that it's just going to be void rays. It could be an oracle. And I don't want to lose a bunch of drones. That'd suck. There's no third. But there is a void ray that we've seen now. So we're going to make a little bit more drones. If there was no void ray, I would have stopped droning. And I would have made nothing but units. Because then I'm worried about like a charge lot all in. Or a stalker all in. Or a adept all in. But if he goes into a Stargate now, it means he's deviating his tech around a little bit. Which means he's going to have less, but it's going to be more diverse. So now I made a little bit more drones than otherwise I would have. Our saturation is fully saturated, mostly saturated. And now we're going to make 1 round of roaches, and then we're going to go straight into Hydralisk. Because if you notice, this is how we're gauging what we're doing. Zerglings here, Zerglings here. There's no third base from this Protoss. So what I'm expecting now is I'm expecting to be all in. So I have a bit of an economy advantage over him right now. But I don't want to increase it too big. Because this guy, number 1, has not attacked me yet. He has not thrown anything away. And he's also not trying to take more economy. So I am expecting to be all in very soon. We'll go ahead and send another Zergling over to his third. And we can go scout with 1 more Ling on each side of the map. Because I have a lot of slow Lings right now. For any potential hidden base on the map. And meanwhile, the big important thing we're doing is we're spreading our creep. We're spreading our creep. We're spreading our creep. So he's gone Phoenix. This makes me think he went for a third. And he went for a third. We just saw it. So here's what's going to happen now. Because he went Phoenix, we're going to keep this game really simple now. We're now going to go into multiple gases on my third. We're now going to go into drones on my bases. Because he's going for a harassment style. This is to harass drones. This is not to win the game. So we make drones now. And then also, the last thing that we can put all things here all together. He just used a lot of his energy on his Phoenix to attack me. So with my existing army that we prepared for the possibility of being all in, can now fuck his third up really bad. And we can drone behind it because not only is he going to be defensive, but his army is only designed to kill drones anyways. So I can make more. And we'll be good to go. So here we go. We're attacking him. We're going to go Muta Ling Bane. Or I mean, Ling Hydra Bane. And we'll poke him. We'll see how it goes. Move down the ramp. Get my stuff together. A move. Saturation looks really good. Right now we have like a lot of drones. We fully saturated another base right now. And now we're going mass Hydras. Like right here. In the center of my bases. Mass Hydras. So, the big problem with his build was, he did a 2-base Stargate that was really delayed. It was really delayed. So the fact that he called me an all-inner means he has no idea. He just doesn't understand, which is fine. Maybe we should bring him to my Protoss Bronze GM. But look, okay, this is what happened. Protoss player opens up with Adept, and then he makes a Stalker, and then he goes double Stargate and a Forge. And then he goes double Robo. You see, I don't know that he's doing these things right off the bat, and we don't have to know that he's doing these things because we're preparing for the possibility of things he could be doing. Before we saw Void Ray, what did I do? I scouted for the fact that he didn't have a third base, and I also prepared my roaches. Notice how I made a bunch of roaches this game, and they literally did nothing against the Stargate. They eventually did something, but against Stargate, against Phoenix, they were worthless. They did nothing, but they were there just in case this guy would have, instead of not going Stargate, if he would have gone for Adepts, or Charge Lots, or something else like that. It's a safety amount of roaches. It's safety. It's like basically my speedlings with this build. It's because it's a gasless build. And then later on, we went into Hydras. Hydras were more obvious at that point because we saw, oh, he's got fucking Void Rays. He made a Void Ray. So we started making Hydras, and I didn't know it was going to be Mass Phoenix yet. But when we saw the Void Ray, we made it Spore, 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 just in case he went Oracles. And then I go Hydras off of still an okay economy, but then as soon as he committed to the Phoenix, which was like right here. Watch my drone count. Look at my drones right now to his probes. See how it's really similar? You guys see how this is similar? Look at my production now is currently still in Hydras already, but look at my production right now. Now that we know he's got Mass Phoenix, because this tells me his style is now all about harassing me and not about killing me. It's just about harassing because he wants to play. This guy wants to play for the later game now. That's what Phoenix openers are. They're not to kill you. They're to harass you to get ahead. So look at the production now of our stuff. 5 drones. 17 drones. 3 drones. We're going into Hydrolink Bane to keep it simple. 8 more drones. Now, when he leaves he's dead, so he actually just died to the timing because he invested too many lift ups with his Phoenix randomly over here. And his build was also awkwardly timed, so he just didn't have enough stuff in general to survive. But if we look at I haven't killed a single worker yet, I don't think. I have not killed a single worker yet. But let's look at really quickly. Let's take one little glance at the worker count. We are massively ahead now because we identified his build as a harass build and not a kill build. And if it's a harass build, you can get away with more drones. And then finally, the last thing we'll talk about. Yo, by the way, Skingraph Hieroglyphics, thank you very much for the bits, dude. I appreciate it. The last thing we'll talk about is, even though I made roaches against the Stargate opener, which I made 10 roaches. It was safety. It was just for safety. Just in case he attacks me with something, which I didn't know what it was yet. They actually have a purpose, which is actually to take all these adepts. These roaches zoned out the adepts so that my Hydras didn't get overpowered by them. So my Hydras could then instead kill the Void Ray. If these adepts were actually on my Hydra, I would lose this fight. But they weren't. They were on my roaches, which is awful for the Protoss, so I won this fight. The way the Protoss could have won this fight is if he would have just phased the adepts, if he would have shaded onto my Hydras, and then they finish on my Hydras, and then he engages with his air units. I would have lost the fight if he did that. But he just A-moved it, and allowed my roaches to take it, so we won then. The big thing I'm trying to get across here is if you can identify if your opponent is trying to kill you as a whole player or if they're trying to kill your workers to kill you then later. If you can identify one of those two things, you can tell if it's safe or not to make workers. Another way to explain it is if I, the defensive player, have enough units to kill his army right now, and he's even with that being said, he's not even trying to fight my army. He's trying to kill my drones. So he's literally sacrificing his units to kill as many drones as possible. I don't need to make more army. I can be like, drones, quite crazy, because you're going to lose units. I'm going to lose drones. But if I focus on drones right now as well to produce them, I will end up killing your army and ending at more drones than you kill in total. That's just how it works. That's where that logic kind of goes. You just have to know as a player, is that what he's doing or not? You have to be able to identify that. And that comes from experience. That comes from like just knowing what an army is capable of. But Mass Phoenix is not going to kill you as Zerg, by the way. Like, if a guy shows up with 6 Phoenix, you shouldn't be like, oh, we're fucking dead. You should be like, oh, okay, my drones are at risk. Yo, Lonimas, thank you for the bits. Skingraph Hieroglyphics, thank you again for the bits. And Arnold, thank you for the bits.
Take all my bits again, you awesome bro.
Oh, baby. Thank you, Arnold. Thank you, Lonimas. Thank you, Skingraph Hieroglyphics. Guys, much appreciated. That's a lot of bits. That's a lot of bits. How do you ensure you'll have enough larvae and bases? You can just follow the the whatever it's called, the timings of when I took my hatcheries. Against Protoss, there's nothing a Protoss can do to stop you. If you go hatchery, pool hatchery at 17, 17, 18. Hatchery 17, pool 17, hatchery again 18. Or it's actually 19. Probably confused someone right there. But my build is hatchery, pool hatchery early. And then I go queen, I go 2 queen, and then 2 more queen out of main and natural. So I'm doing a 3 hatchery, 4 queen opening, basically.
Shut up and take my money.
Oh. Alright. Alright, if that's how it's gonna be, I'll be quiet. Yo, thank you so much, G-Sound, for the 500 bits, dude. I appreciate it. This guy is still telling me about how my
Take my
build's bad.
bits. Ripple carry. I heard he's a real cheap ass.
Thank you, Ripple Carry, for that cheap ass bits. Beat me in a normie game, you diamond.
Our drones are under attack.
What? What the hell's a normie game? Oh, I over microed there, by the way. You can do that as well. If a Reaper's attacking you, you can make spores and stuff. I don't want to play him, guys. This is just going to be a waste of my time. And I'm making a YouTube series right now. I'm literally going to smash that kid. It's not even... Yeah. He's just talking to talk. $10, do it. If you guys really want me to do it, I'll do it. Should we do it? Okay, I'm looking at the chat. If you guys say a lot of yeses, I'll do it. If you guys say a lot of no's, I'll just keep to the series. I guess I'll still explain how to kick the shit out of him. If I play him. Okay, we're playing against Hellions. We saw Hellions. Let's make a Roach Warren. Roach Warren's great against Hellions.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, J-Dolph! Thank you.
Our forces are under attack.
Okay, so we're going against Hellions, and it's also Banshees. So what we're going to do is this. Thank you for the bits, Cyphobia. Thank you for the subs, Guardian.
Do it.
Do it. We're going to make a Spore Crawler. 1 per base.
Our forces are under attack.
Okay.
Oh,
Now, we're going to make
yeah.
a Spore Crawler between every base. So 5 spores in total right now, guys. 5 spores in total.
Hydra all in.
Yo, Wildcard, thank you for the $10, man. Cyphobia, thank you for the bits. Joshua Gamer, thank you for this. Thank you for the bits. Guys, you guys are going like crazy right now. I'm trying to keep up. So here's the plan. Here's the plan. We now have good spore coverage from a guy who might go for...
Smash that guy.
That's right, baby. Thank you. Thank you, Mikeman, for the bits as well. We have enough of a defense here to defend Banshees, and now we're making some roaches to defend potential Hellbats
Kick
or something
his
like
ass,
that.
sea bass.
Oh my god, he doesn't want to play.
Oh, yeah.
Alright. Nah, you're bad. I called him on his bluff. Okay, he's backing out already before the game's even happened. Okay, here we go. We're gonna A-move towards the Hellions. We have roaches, we have spores, we have a good defense coverage. Again, we're still making drones, guys, because right now, this falls into the same concept we just talked about. This army is designed to kill my workers, not my actual, not me as a whole. A bunch of Hellions aren't going to do anything to me, to my buildings, to whatever. It's just designed to kill my economy. So I made drones during the process, and he just threw an army away. So that gives me time to now not only...
Get him VIBU.
Yeah, Lanimas, thank you. Get him VIBU. We're safe, basically, right now. We're safe. To drone up a little more. I can squeeze out the extra drones because he just threw units away. And we're making roaches, similar to last game as well, because it's a just-in-case situation here. Let's go ahead and scout him with an overseer. And right now, what we're looking for, we'll go ahead and start Hydrogen in a Baneling Nest and an Evo. Actually, 2 Evos. But what we're looking for right now is we're looking to see, is this guy going mech or is he going bio? Just to keep it simple, we made roaches because he's going Hellions. And we're fully saturated, but we're making a little more because we don't have our other tech available yet. But if he goes bio, we go Ling Hydra Bane. If he goes mech, we can go into something else. This is looking more like mech every second I see it. Yeah, it's totally mech. It's 100% mech. So here's what we can do. I just showed you guys this earlier. Since it's mech, and I know I'm okay. Mech is more defensive, and it takes longer to do things with, especially if it's tank-based mech. So we're going to saturate my 4th. If it was like Hellion Cyclone mech, it would be more aggressive, and I would be more scared. But again, if it's this kind of mech where it's like tanks, defensive Hellbats, I'm not as scared. So we're going to be extra greedy now. We're making more and more drones. Every base, we're going to go Spore, Spine, Spine. Add in a couple spines. Add in a couple spines. Add in a couple spines. Go Hive. Replace every drone we just took off. 2 on the main. 2 on the natural. 2 on the 3rd. Inject. 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 And keeps creep spreading. Creep is always good. Creep is never really bad. And now we can fully saturate our 4th. And we can get, now that we have good defense everywhere, I don't have to really worry about Hellions poking me and killing a bunch of my drones. I can feel safe that I can push out across the map and do a little bit of a poke here and just see what we can do. Just to see. I don't have to kill him with this. This is a Zerg form of harass. Why spines? Because what would I do if I move my roaches like this and 5 Hellions drive up here and start roasting my mineral line? Spine crawlers stop the Hellions from killing all my drones. Okay, so we're gonna see what happens. If we get shot by tanks, we'll just turn around. If we don't, we'll kill stuff. Okay, there's 1 tank. And it's actually just over there, so we can actually run further. Like that. Alright, we're being really annoying. We'll just stay here. We can make Hydras again. Look at his composition. He's got tanks. He's got Hellbats. He's got Cyclones. Let's kill a couple SCVs before we die, ultimately. That was harass. He knows that. I know that. It wasn't designed to kill him, but it was designed to be annoying and slow him down a little bit. Now my drone count, we're at 87. That's a fucking super solid number. Let's go ahead and start getting another melee upgrade. Let's get Baneling speed. And let's start making a lot of Zerglings because we already have a lot of Hydras. This is going to be the next army I make that I can max out on just in case my opponent decides to attack me. If I go, you know what, we're rushing Broodlords. If he attacked me right now, I would die. I would just die. I want to go Broodlords eventually, but I would die right now if I go, let's make Broods. And then he shows up with a bunch of tanks and Hellions and he's like running at my base. It's not good. But if I have a Hydroling Bane army right now, which is like, it's only what we're doing because it's easy. Hydroling Bane is just like repetitive and everyone understands it. If that's what he does, we're good. If he shows up at my base right now, we will defend. We will not die. So there you go. There's Hellion. Hellion run-bys. We lost 1 drone at that base. This base is not done yet. The spines are not done yet, rather. But yeah, we lost a couple drones there. We'll replace them. Now we have a Greater Spire. We have Broodlord capabilities. So let's start getting upgrades on it. And now we can make one more round of lings. And we can kind of like push around the map here. If you're in a position like this and you're like, well, my opponent's got a third base. I'm going to switch my tech and I don't know what I want to do. Ultimately, my goal here is to switch this army that I have right now into something better. The best way to do that is to find a base that's easier to kill. Find something that is vulnerable. Don't attack something that's super defensive. You don't want to throw it away really bad. You want to throw it away as efficiently as you can. Keep injecting, keep injecting, keep injecting. We can rotate drones. Let's take another base. Because we're starting to mine out our bases. So what's that? That looks like an empty planetary. Like nothing's really there. So let's try really quickly and run over there and see what happens. And now with this attack, don't try to throw the whole army away. Just try to kill something important and get out. So we can switch into something else that's better. And let's focus fire the planetary. And good stuff. Now look, I just lost. Let's kill this dude and back up. I just lost like 27 supply. I can replace a lot of that into Broodlords and Corruptors. And we just maxed out again, making more Corruptors. So I'm not overcommitting with this. I'm doing stuff with it, and it will all eventually die. But I'm not overcommitting. We can move to the other side and see if I can somehow poke another base. Really easy peasy. Creep spread my stuff as well, I guess, while we're waiting. Okay, now let's go. Let's see what happens. Is there anything here defending this? Not really. Okay, he looks like he's going for a counter all in. So, let's kill his base. A lot of Terrans seem to like the base trade. Let's look at his army really fast. We got some Vikings. We got some Hellions. We got a battlecruiser. We don't really have any Thors, and we only have a couple Cyclones. So here's what I'm gonna do. This is a logical choice. He has no anti-air in this army really, other than air units themselves. Let's take our larva and let's go mass muta. Let's make mass mutas right now. Because he just allowed me to kill his base as well. Really hard. Okay, kinda. I thought I killed more than that. But I just made mass muta right there. Okay? This army is now going up against mass mutas. There's no Thor. No Thor. There's not much anti-air at all. I can run my drones away a little bit and just have my mutas start killing everything. Rebuild our bases that just died. Meanwhile, our Corruptors are just over in his base killing everything else. Make another upgrade. Corruptors are still killing stuff. Mutas are still killing his army. Corruptors are just flying around the base. So that was a situational choice. I could have... If this guy, okay? Really quickly. We're going to back it up and I'm explain logic here of as to why we did something. I want to show you when I chose to do what I did. Right now. So in this game, this is when we're like, alright, let's figure out what we're going to do with our Ling Hydra Bane, whatever. This Terran's reaction to what I just did was not, alright, shit, we just lost the base, let's rebuild it, and let's guard ourselves better. His reaction to it was, okay, I'm just going to fucking counter all in you now. And that happened. Dude, it happens. Sometimes it just happens. It's because this guy does not want to get picked apart. He's like, oh god, I just lost the command center. Let's go. Let's just attack. So this is a style of people that play. I would say the best way to explain the style that the Terran did is impatience. And it's not even just people in lower league. People in GM have this as well. This tendencies. It's impatient as hell. So he chose, because he took a little bit of damage, to just go for it. See what happens. I don't want to play a game where I'm going to start falling behind. So he goes for it, and we get caught in a position where we have a lot of Corruptor and Ling Bane, or a lot of Corruptor and Ling Hydra. Our Ling Hydra is uncontested. This is going to do some serious damage. Some serious damage right here, because it just is. This army, with my army being here like this, and him allowing his economy to just die, and this army being over here like this, trying to do the exact same thing to me, this tells me this guy does not plan on... There's not going to be like a parade push, where it's going to be like, let's say there was like 5 Thors here, and there's like 4 Thors at a time walking out of his base, coming up to meet up with the army. No, that doesn't exist right now. That's not going to happen. because he's letting his base die. He's letting all of his money get killed while he does a push with an army that has very little anti-air. Again, it's 2 cyclones, a battle cruiser, and 3 Vikings, or two Vikings and 2 Liberators. This whole army is like such little anti-air. It's almost none. It's very tiny. So seeing this, I could go, all right, let me go ahead and make Broodlords, which will take a while. Number 1, Broodlords will take a while. And number 2, this army, if he decided to go into Hellion mode, he could actually run faster than my Broodlords could defend. Like if his army's here and my Broodlords are coming down this way, he could actually drive this way and outrun my Broodlords and kill this base. And then my Broodlords get over here. He could drive this way, come back over here, and kill this base again if I start rebuilding it. It'd be really annoying because Broodlords are really, really slow. And this is more of a high mobile mech push, which is not very strong though, versus something bigger. If it was a lot more Cyclones, Mutas would be scary to defend against it. Because I've told you guys so many times that mass Cyclones are good against anti-air, or against Mutas, sorry. But again, the core concept here is this army has no anti-air. So if I just make Mutas will not have a problem killing any of this army, and it will not have a problem getting kited by any of this army. It just won't. And the final step of all of it, the final piece of all of it is I already have the Corruptors. I'm going to fly down here with the Corruptors first, and I'm going to literally wipe out all of his air. And now, and realistically what this means is the only anti-air he has in this army now is 2 Cyclones. That's it. Because all of his air units actually die before Mutas get here. And he teleported the battlecruiser. So now that's all he's got. 2 Cyclones. A bunch of tanks and Hellions. Mutas can clean this up really fast and quick and just move on and do something else. Meanwhile, his base just got kind of ravaged a bit. And he doesn't have enough economy now to do really much about what we're dealing with. We can retake control of our side of the map. And if he does not quit from here, and now he becomes a Turtle Terran after my Mutas clean this up, we will once again replace the drones we lost to have a good economy, and then we go Broodlord Corruptor. Because he'll be a Turtle Terran. He's not an aggressive Terran. What do you do if he has Thors? I would have made Broodlords then, because here's the thing. Do you remember what I just said? Where I'm like, if I have Broodlords here, and they come down to defend this, and then he drives this way, and then he kills this, and my Broodlords are trying to catch up. That doesn't exist if he has Thors. Thors would be like this. They'd be like... While Broodlords are like... Thors and Broodlords are both slow units. So Broodlords can zone Thors just fine. A Broodlord, however, is way fucking slower than a Hellion and a Cyclone. So Hellion Cyclone's a little bit more annoying. If this was mass Cyclones though, okay? This is why StarCraft is such a hard game to explain. Because there's a lot of reasons for everything. If this was mass Cyclone, though, I would not have gone Muta. I would instead have once again gone Broodlord. Because it goes the whole idea we just had here a second ago. The underlying factor of why I went Muta is because this army didn't really have any anti-air. It had 2 Cyclones. That is not enough. That's not enough. He needed to have like 20 Cyclones for me to be like, okay, yeah, no Mutas. No Mutas. That's a lot of Cyclones. 2 is not enough. Hopefully everything we just talked about makes some sense to everyone. Broodlord Corruptor is amazing at breaking Turtle Terrans, and it's also amazing at dealing with Deathball pushes. But that push that was coming at my base was not a Deathball. That was more of a little mid-range army that could be cleaned up really easy. Thor shaming. Oh, sorry that guy didn't want to play us, guys. I would have totally have played that guy again. But instead he just wants to message me and be like, let's play. And then I go, okay. And then he goes, no, I don't want to. That's funny. He's a keyboard warrior, dude. Alright, we're against the Zerg. I'll do a speedling opener this time, so we get some variety again in our ZVZs. We'll get some variety in our builds. Yo, thank you guys for watching as well. If you guys like the stream, don't hesitate to hit that follow button. Currently, we're in Diamond 2 Zerg right now. I think you saw your random to GM. How many times has this account made GM? This is a brand new account I'm in right now. This is a brand new account. The reason why is because I don't have an account that's low MMR. So it would have taken a long time to drop it and take it. So I just bought a new account. Because you can get a new account and not pay for it and be free to play if you want to play a lot of unranked games. But if you want to play just exclusively ranked, you have to buy the campaign. And it's like 15 bucks. So we bought another account to do this series. My buddy told me to watch your stream so I can so that I can watch your Zerg gameplay to rise through the ranks. I'm enjoying it already. Thank you, Soul Reaver. And thanks to your buddy as well for recommending it. Okay. That's an early Ling, dude. That's a really early Ling, guys. This Ling is already at my base when I'm starting Lings. He went pool first. I've gone spine before in these situations, and a spine is more relevant if you're not feeling very confident with your micro. This time we're gonna skip the spine, and we're gonna micro a little bit. We're gonna make a banding nest because a banding nest is the best tool at our disposal right now because of one reason. The only thing I'm afraid of right now, of the potential of, is mass Ling flood. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep our eye on the minimap, a peripheral. We're just gonna pay attention, and if he Ling floods me right this second, I can go Evo, 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 and block my base off, and I can buy myself enough time to get Banes, which allows me to make drones right now. If he does not attack me though, however, I will just not do that, and I'll just take my third, and I'll play standard. 2 Lings again. Okay, this is making me think he's walling off with, like, the fact that he still has slow Lings and he opened up with a pool first. It makes me think he's rushing some other type of attack. And the fact that he doesn't have this is making me start to think that I need to scout his base because there's the potential of mutas. I was thinking maybe he's going to go for the Roach wall off, but he's not doing that either. So now let's grab a couple more Lings so we can successfully, like, realistically defend our base. We'll kill this Ling and we'll go scout his base right now. These Lings will go scout him. And I'll get a better idea as to what we're up against. And we can make, we can start making our roaches. Or not, we're not going to start making roaches yet, but we're going to start the tech for it. So he's going for a third. He's got a lot of Lings. These Lings don't have an upgrade yet. And my Lings died before I could scout anything. He doesn't have gas, which makes me think it's most likely probably not mutas again. But he does have a lot of Lings. Okay, he's not turning around, guys. Everyone likes to counterattack and base trade in these games. Let's send our Banelings over here. Banelings go to my third. Okay, he's going Ling Bane. We'll go home, and our Banes can go to my third. And we can make more Banes. Okay, let's throw my Baneling away. I don't want to waste it. Saturate my gas. Now we can start making roaches because it looks like this guy's going for a 2-base Ling Bane all-in. Make some more Banes too. This will help me if he legit just tries to bust me right now. Okay, we can run around, run around, run around. We lost our Lings. No! Make roaches. Now, with our resources that are starting to, like, build up a little bit, you can see he's still making Lings. But look what we got right now, guys. Look what we got. It's a good way to make sure you guaranteed get a lead. We got a lot of roaches and we got a lot of Banes. Now check this out. Want to see something really cool?
The hive cluster is under attack.
Let's leave one roach right here. Put it on hold position. He actually killed my fucking base. Holy crap, I did not expect that to happen. But look at this roach, guys. See that roach? Beautiful. That roach is a god. We'll retake this base. I didn't mean for it to die. That was bad. But the point is you can leave a roach in your wall like that, and your opponent can't do anything about it. I can actually put a new fresh one in there. And now I'm making drones for my third. I am droning my third. Some way to a good way to kind of analyze this game and think about it critically is some of you guys might be thinking, ViBE, he's going mutas. What about mutas? What I want you to think about is how many lings do you think this guy's made? And realistically, how much larva do you think he has to spare for drones? And how many banes has this guy made? This guy's invested a lot into the potential of aggression early, which really reduces the possibility of mutas. And just to be 100% safe here, if we're still not really confident with that theory, we can go like this.
Yeah.
We can drop a changeling. We can have our changeling scout his third over there, and let's scout towards his main with our actual overseer. And we're still making drones.
Forces are under attack.
Still Zerglings. There could be a Spire going down right now, but there's not mutas already out. There it is. There's a Spire going down right now. The amount of shit he's made early game has been it's way too much. Yo, J Skippy, welcome to the VFam G Sound. Thank you for bringing him in. Much love, my dude. It's too much stuff early. He was making so many lings, and I cost efficiently defended it with banes, and also a little bit of roaches. It's just too much larva. You have to always kind of account for how much larva this guy's spent. Oh my god, I'm doing that double hydra thing again. Oh my god, I did it earlier. Okay, so check this out, guys. I'm gonna re-rally every hatchery I own right now to its own mineral line. I'm gonna make one round of drones, and just make them all. And I'm gonna go like this: spore, 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 spore. That's my main. Okay. Now my natural: spore, 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 spore. That's my natural. Here's my third: spore, 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 spore. Or the spore is kind of far out. Spore. And let's put one spore between my base. And what's gonna happen now is when these mutas get here, they're gonna get zoned out completely, and they're gonna do absolutely nothing. And then finally, on top of that, the last thing we can do here, because we have a good economy and we know this guy's going to do something we're already countering, let's go ahead and prepare a fourth base. So we can take a fourth, and we're good to go. Because if you look as well, we didn't exactly put the number of drones here. We just guesstimated. We just held down that D key for more drones to make spores. But this way, we didn't fuck our economy up. We still have a good economy. So now we can make same thing again. 4 more spores, and this is gonna go spore, 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 spore here in just a moment. And now we can make a lot of hydras, and we can keep our game going. Keep it going to infinity and beyond. So we're preparing our army, our tech path, to own a guy who's going muta build. And if he's not going muta build, it doesn't matter, because our economy's amazing. So even though we've made a lot of spores, we're still going to be in a good spot against someone who plays something else. But I kind of expect the mutas to already be here. I'm surprised they're not, which is also a good reason why we're making this building right here, the infestation pit. We can go into a hive, and if somehow, some way, this guy, instead of going into let's say instead of going into mutas, he's like, I'm rushing broodlords. I can make vipers, and I can just abduct the broodlords with hydras on a move, and we could be like, that's cool, that's good. So we got Hydra Bane coming at me right now. Let's go ahead and fight towards my base. Lurkers as well. Okay, this is a little more complicated. Spread out your army like this. Run in a line around it. Just run up and then spread it out in a line. If you don't do that, you will die. So all we did, I'll do it again. Now that the fight's over. He actually showed up with lurkers, guys. I didn't just go like this, A move, and then hope for the best. Because that's what lurkers want you to do. Instead, what I did was, well, at first I was like, oh shit, lurkers. I clicked up here, I right-clicked, so my army got in a line like this. And then when it was in a line like that, I went around, and A moved like this, and all my rallies and stuff over here fought on this side, and all my stuff up here fought on the top. So we went in a big concave against it, instead of a little tiny one that gets cleaved down by lurker. We just took it as a priority. We went, oh shit, lurkers cleave really well. Let's not allow them to do that. Let's go in a bigger concave. We created a bigger concave. And now we can counter push. We didn't panic. Okay, there's more lurkers over here, so we'll chill. We'll chill out. Chill, guys, just chill. Let's get Overlord speed. And let's make sure we're well saturated on every base. Like this base right here has oversaturated. Let's grab it and move it. Do I have Hydra speed? Where the hell's my Hydra dead? I do, okay. Just making sure. Lurker's still here? No. Okay, now we can go push. Let's go. We're maxed out. Let's go push. Here, one thing we'll do as well. We'll make a lurker den. I also just saw he's trying to trap me, by the way. I don't know if you guys just saw that, but I just saw it. He's got lurkers on hold fire right now. Let's make some more. Let's make some more overseers. And we're gonna play this game really safe. This is gonna be the first time I'm gonna do something in this game that's gonna be a spellcaster. Actually, no, it's not true. I've already been using spellcasters with Protoss, so that's not true. With Zerg, at least, it's gonna be the first time. Here's what I just did. I just told my roaches, attack this way, attack down, attack this way. And I shift-clicked out about 8 of my roaches, and I rebound my group. And I'm done. That's it. I just shift them out and A moved it. Now I'm gonna pre-concave. And if this guy wants to fight me like this, that's fine. I'll just keep my pre-concave going. This guy's very all in. All we need is enough energy for a blinding cloud. Alright, we have enough energy for blinding cloud. Let's go ahead and do it. Blinding cloud that. Blinding cloud that. Now, here's the big thing about what happened to this guy just now. Here's the big thing about what just happened to this guy. We played it patient. We just took our time to win the fight. But this guy put himself into an all-in because his army, this is what happens. Guys, this is what happens. This is what happens to people who try to make things way too complicated. He went for Lurker, Hydra, Bane, Zergling. And what he's doing is he's trying to be like, all right, I'm going to bait this motherfucker. I'm going to bait this guy into my lurkers, and then I'm going to move my lurkers. I'm going to keep them spread, and I'm going to keep spreading them out, and then I'm going to keep burrowing the lurkers, and up burrowing the lurkers, and moving the lurkers, and I'm going to push the lurkers, and then I'm going to spread my army, and then I'm going to push the army, and then I'm going to back up, and then I'm going to spread my lurkers. I'm going to burn my lurkers. I'm going to maybe try to bait him a little bit. I'm going to cancel hold fire, and then I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to push my lurkers, and I'm going to burrow my lurkers. Like, it's so fucking... It's like you're playing whack-a-mole with everything. Like, you're like, oh, God, I got to catch it all. It's a lot. It's a lot. He's like trying to fucking solve some massive equations over here while I'm just like, fucking 2 + 2 is burrow. Lurkers get shit on by blinding cloud. Now here's the thing. I kept it simple. I kept it really simple. Roach, Hydra, and we made Vipers because he's going for a lot of lurkers to cast a couple of blinding clouds. And here's what we did to make our life really easy because this guy his unit comp is so complex. Remember what I said with the roaches here a second ago? I literally told my whole army, my entire army, I said, shift click, attack, move here. Shift click, attack, move over here. Shift click, attack, move over here. And then I shifted out. I guess it was 13 roaches. I just clicked the roaches like 13 times. I was like, get out of my army. I just went like this. I was like, shift click, 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 click. And then I rebound my army. And then as soon as I rebound my army, my whole army is currently doing that. I then, as soon as I was done and I rebound it, and some of the roaches are no longer in the army, I told my army to come back here. I right-clicked back here. I was like, go back there. Just sit back here. Hold on. And then I was like, let's pre-concave. So I'm gonna be holding the line in a good concave in case he oversteps and it pushes really early, which is near my spores, near my detection, and just as close to my base as possible. And it's also buying me time to build up energy on these Vipers to Blinding Cloud, the lurker clumps. And while this guy was going for this, like, burn my lurkers, move my lurkers, do this with my lurkers, this is happening to his base. He's overcomplicating his build, which is making something as simple as a little tiny counterattack is actually putting him in a position where he's now all in. Because he's probably thinking to himself, oh shit, I'm losing my third. This is my only, this is my third base. If I lose this third, the game's already almost 14 minutes long. Look at my main, it's kind of mining out. Look at my natural, it's getting low as well. If this base dies, this is it. Like, I'm not really going to be able to remax out of this other than my current bank, I guess. Like, this army needs to get something done, is basically the position he's put in, because he's allowing this to just cripple him. And it's taking so long for this to be effective and do anything, because he's doing the lurker thing. He's like, I'm a lurker. It's like a bit much, dude. It's too complicated. It's too complicated. It'd be so much easier if he stopped trying to play fancy and just played something solid. Like he's trying to hold fire, burrow lurker me. That's way too fancy. It's something you can do later on when you're more and more well versed in micro. But the big problem with that is he's investing so much of his time into micro that he has no macro preparations, none, for any possibility beyond his timing hopefully winning. The way I see the way that guy just played is if his burrow lurker timing kills me, then his strat works. But if that timing fails, everything else is like hectic and now is out of place and everything falls apart for that guy. So that guy puts himself in a situation where he needs that timing to win the game or he's kind of screwed. Who's this guy? It's just, I don't know. It's too complicated. It's too complicated, man. That's Jade. It's Jade. Jade Fang. I love you, Dubstep. I love you too, man. Can we get that build order screenshot for Protoss? Yeah. Type exclamation point Protoss BO. Doesn't stand for body odor. Nerection. That's what it is. It's Nerection. Look at the bot. What the bot posted right above what you said, because you said the command right as Lonimas said the command, and the bot only has so many commands it can respond to. So if you just click that link that Lonimas generated, you'll see it. Alright, I don't see lings, so we make Overlord. Wait, oh my god, okay, never mind. We're getting all in, guys. Okay. So I didn't see lings, but it just happened to be at the wrong time. Wrong place, wrong time. So now the big thing about this is scouting is natural. See how we don't see one? It's a very likely chance now that we're getting all in. So here's how we rotate. Here's what we do. We'll eventually retake our natural, but the longer he doesn't have a natural of his own means he has a gas. Means also, he's most likely going to 13-12 all in me with speedlings and banelings. So now what I'm going to do, because he doesn't... Oh, he has one now. But because he didn't have one in the beginning, I took a Baneling Nest. Defensively. This is a defensive Bane Nest, boys. Let's go ahead and take another base. Because this is awkward. This is like speedling only, it seems like. This is very weird. Oh, never mind. Okay, he's taking a natural. He's like fucking... This guy's crazy. Whoa, wow-wee! Run the drones away for a second. Try your best to keep the drones alive. Okay, keep them alive, boys. Because as soon as we have Banes, we're fine.
Been watching for the last week. This quality of this content alone warrants this amount of money. The fact that it will be a YouTube series is gravy. Thanks, man.
There you go. Yo, Shake! Thank you very much, my dude, for the $100 dono. My God, dude. That's huge. Thank you so much, man. That's fucking awesome. I appreciate that so much, man. And now look, we have another base, but we have our natural rather. It's done, or it's not done, but it's about to be done. And we got Banes, guys. We're good. Okay, he's attacking me with this now. Let's move my lings. It's okay. Don't even worry. It's okay. That's why we make the spine, and that's why we make the Bane Nest. Run around. It's only a ling. We can send another queen down here. And we're making drones right now, guys. We'll make a couple more lings. But we're not... The big thing a lot of people make a mistake on is when you're in this situation, don't think that you need to make as many lings as your opponent makes. That's not how it works. I have queens. And I also have Banes. And a spine. I don't need to match his number of lings. All I need to do is zone his lings. That's it. Coming back to this zoning logic with the mutas, kinda. It's not exactly the same as the mutas, but here we go. He's going for it. He's going to the main. Let's grab my drones and spread them out. Just spread them out. Grab as many as I can and work on spreading them out. Now the Banes are all kind of dead, so let's A-move my drones for a second here. Now we can go mine our minerals. Things are gone. That was very all in, guys. We zoned out most of that army with our Banes. That was very, 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 very all in. Even if I lose 10 drones in that fight, it doesn't matter because this guy's fucking all in me. I have 12 drones, guys. This is a 12 drone all in. It's a 12 drone all in. Now, in this situation, even if I lost every drone in the main because I split fucking horribly. I'm like, oh God, the drones won't split the way I want them to. Let's go ahead and delete. This is 14 right here. This is how many drones are currently still in my main.
Yeah.
Let's delete 14 drones off my current count. We would still have 20 drones versus 12. I would still be ahead. Even if I microed that the worst possible way I could have and I lost every drone right there. I'd still be ahead. So... Yo, Shake, not only for the $100 dono, thank you so much for the sub, too. Welcome to the VFam, my dude. That $100 donation drop is huge. I super appreciate that, man. That's massive. And yeah, happy to have you in the VFam, dude. But yeah, we read the build as, oh, look, it's lings without a natural. He ended up taking a natural eventually, and the reason why he did that is probably because he wanted to kind of like throw me off a bit, because you don't, or maybe his macro slips a little bit and he just needs extra larva. That's totally fine. That's acceptable. But realistically, if you're GM and you're going for a 13-12 all in, you don't take a natural because you can afford to spend all your money injecting your main the whole time. You totally can. But yeah, he went for a natural, so it kind of confused me a little bit. I was like, maybe he's gonna go just speedlings. And then he shows up with like 4 Banes, and I'm like, oh shit. Okay. And then you guys saw the whole idea. We just run around, don't let my drones die. Try your best to not let your drones die. And then once you have Bane, Queen, and Spine, you're fucking good, man. It is so much easier to defend your base when you have Bane Queen Spine. And the last thing I'll say, this is the last thing I'll say. If you guys want this to be realistically easy for you to replicate, there's one thing you need to do. Just one thing you need to do. Put your Banes and your Queens on separate hotkeys. Do not put your Banes and Queens on the same hotkey. Because the way you want to micro this is you want to have your Queens always A-moving towards his units. Wherever they are in your base, A-move towards it. You do not want your Banes to ever A-move towards his units. Ever. You don't ever want to do that. Because if you do that, there's a good chance if he micros like one Ling off, which a lot of Zergs will try to do, and you just walk into one Bane, and it blows up, you're like, oh shit. That sucked. Because your Banes are very valuable here. But you don't want your Queens move commanding either. So you don't want to have both of them in the same group because it's really bad for opposite things. You do not want your Queens move commanding because they're not going to zone anything out then. They're not going to kill anything. And they also might walk into a surround. You also don't want your Lings or your Banelings on A move because you'll waste them. So separate them. Queens are always on A move in one group and Banes are always on move command in a separate group. And only ever A move your Banes if they're like a juicy hit's about to happen. Like we're talking like 10 Lings are literally running into the Bane. You can then be like, A move the Bane. You don't have to manually detonate it. You can literally A move the Bane. The second something else is next to it that you think is going to be worth hitting, because you're microing it the whole time anyways. You'll be moving it, and if he runs at you, you can be like, time to A move it. And then you're good. You can be like, boom, just massive hit. That's how you should micro it. Do not put them in the same group. Some people do that. It's awful. Don't do that. Really bad. You could easily charge hundreds for this stuff. Yeah, it's all good though. It's worth it in my opinion for me to do it the way I'm doing it. Because my stream is doing amazing. Like I have no regrets for the way I've done the Bronze GM series. And the fact that people like you support my stream so much as what you just did, it makes it even more awesome and more worth it. But my sub count is at like an all-time high, and I've never even been remotely this high. So it's crazy. So it's been going really well. The community has had good reception of it. And it's been awesome. What would you do if he opted to attack you in the base at the very first wave before you had Banes?
Oh.
You mean
yeah.
before like when he was hitting my hatchery with slow Lings? If he hits my hatchery with slow Lings and he fights with like eight slow Lings against my like Lings and drones, if he loses a lot of Lings in that situation, it makes it very easy for me to overpower him every single time after that. Because you got to keep in mind with that first push, he can't physically have Banes at that first one because it's not done yet. The Baneling nest is still not done yet.
Yeah.
And his speed's not done yet. So if he takes a fight where he gets like surrounded by drones or my Lings get on top of him, he can't really run away very fast either. He'll take a lot of losses. It's very fragile. It's a very fragile all-in basically, because if you lose the majority of your Lings too early, the whole all-in becomes a piece of crap. It makes it really easy to stop. Yo, by the way, all the subs that just happened, guys. Nimak, King Cheeser, LJ, and Junokyo. There you go. Junokyo. Thank you guys for the subs. Welcome. Much appreciated. Thank you for the support, boys. Alright, we're against the Terran. We can against Terran, honestly, and against Protoss. I recommend you guys go Ling Main Hydra
Thanks,
every time.
might get some coaching later.
Yo, Hobie. Sounds good, dude. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you for the 20, my dude. Thank you, thank you. Oh shit, we did scout again. I did this last time when I was against Terran as well. 1K viewers, what the fuck? Yeah, dude, the Bronze Gym is going great, man. People love it. You deserve it. Sorry I haven't been around in a while. It's all good, dude. Everyone's got lives to live. But thank you for recommitting, resubbing. You're a boss. You're a boss. Was that a lyric quote? What? Which one? What did I say? I know who Lyric is. I like Lyric a lot. I don't know if that was something he said though. Thank you, my dude. Oh, I don't know if I got that from him. I don't think I got that from him. When I think of Lyric, I think of his sub thing where it's like, "What a nice guy," or "Where's my money, bitch?" The thing from Breaking Bad. What a nice guy. Alright. So this guy hasn't really done anything to me yet. Aggressively. So we're chilling, guys. We're chilling. Let's make a bailing nest just to be on the safe side. And we'll start a third. We're leaving one drone on my gas as well, just so you guys know. We built a bailing nest and we're leaving one drone on the gas. Because we don't fully know what's happening yet. My scout was really late. This is my favorite streamer. It's funny you mentioned Lyric. He's been one of my favorite streamers for a long time. I think that dude is hilarious. But right now, I would say my favorite streamer, if I watch anyone, is probably Dr. Disrespect. That guy's just fucking different, dude. That guy's crazy. Yeah. I'll make a couple bans. The dock. The dock's sick. Alright. Shroud's really... Dude, Shroud's amazing, yeah. Shroud's just like raw talent in a white guy. Shroud's pretty good. That guy's insane at FPS. Okay. So we're gonna send in Overlord into his main. And we're gonna see what's going on. What is this? Banshee? It's Banshee. Okay, so now we need to make immediately a Roach Warren. If I didn't already do that. I didn't do that yet. Because what this is now is it's a 1/1/1 Banshee opener. Remember how we reacted to it last time? Spore at every mineral line and spore between every base. So 5 spores in total because we're on 3 bases. And we can also go into a layer now. This guy may or may not go mech. He's not going mech. It's bio. It's just a 1/1/1 opener into bio. Now that's a lot of barracks. It's a lot of barracks. This right here tells me this is not a 3rd command center. This is a Terran who's going to all in me very soon. Because that's a lot of barracks. You cannot make a 3rd CC off this if you actually upkeep that production. So here's the goal now. This is now the goal. The goal is we're going to make just a couple of roaches. Not many, just a couple. You can also run past these hellions really fast and try and surround them. Hey, moving my lings. Some Banes in the back. He's my queen as well. So I made a few roaches. I made 4. Again, that army was designed to kill my drones, not kill my base. So I'm not overdoing it. We're making drones right now, guys. Off of my 4 roaches. And notice how this Banshee's trying to go to my rally point? I have spores.
Our drones are under attack. The hive cluster is under attack.
Let's go ahead and get, when we can afford it, let's get melee and carapace. Because this guy is going bio. And we'll start bailing speed as soon as possible. Now we're gonna be going for 3 base Ling Bane Hydra. Keep injecting as much as we can. Let's get another queen so we there's a queen right there. Never mind. I forgot about that queen. Keep injecting, keep starting my creep, all that stuff. 3 base saturation is what we're going for. Because the guy opened up 1/1/1 off of 2 bases, which is enough for us to saturate 3 bases. And he also threw away his units already. He killed some drones, he killed some of my lings, but ultimately his army died. So we're looking fine. Now that we're fully saturated, now we can immediately go back into making army. I can start a 4th base. I don't have to saturate it. I just start it. That way, if I start oversaturating my main because it starts mining out, we can do transfer to my new base. And now let's just literally make Lingbane Hydra. Just make Lingbane Hydra until this guy kills himself. Because you should already know, after seeing this, five racks added on to a 2 command center build, we should know this guy's going aggressive. He's not going macro. This dude is committed.
Metamorphosis complete.
Just keep spreading creep. Every time I spread my creep, it'll make the inevitable fight that will happen here really, whenever he decides it's going to happen, it'll make it easier and easier and easier the more creep we have.
Mutation complete. Mineral field depleted.
Alright, dudes. Alright, dudes. Now we can go into 2-2 while getting upgrades beyond 1-1. We have 1-1 upgrades done. We'll go 2-2 upgrades, and we'll get Hydra speed as well. Baneling speed should be done. So if he pushes, which it looks like he's pushing now, right? Let's go deal with it. We can get under the medevacs and focus fire them. Okay, what's over here? Banshees, or Liberators, I mean. We'll go deal with that really fast. Get some Hydras. Now, he just did the same thing again. Instead of going for an all-in, he's actually trying to harass my drones. So what we're going to do is we're going to make drones. It seems like he really wants to kill drones, so we'll make more. He's doing it again. He's throwing away units to kill drones. So we'll make more. It's kind of how it always works. 2-2 upgrades. We can start a infestation pit to go to a hive. Kill the medevac if possible. Good stuff. So now we have another base that's fully saturated, and now he's committing. So now we're gonna go back to making army. We'll make some Banes before this fight starts, and we should be fine. This army is not going to be that scary, guys, because he did throw away a lot of units before this fight actually started. I'm gonna resaturate that some more. And here's the best way to fight this. Come in from 2 angles. Go one over here. Now when it's over here, now let's commit to it. A move like right there, because it's going to be like the center of everything. We're just making more units the whole time. We can go into hive. He has Banshees actually in his army that are just camping over the area. Just try to let your macro slip and try to keep making Hydroling Bane. Hydroling Bane. Hydroling Bane. Ultimately, the trade ended up being a success. We killed his whole army, other than the medevacs. But he's not leaving. He's recommitting with the medevacs. So again, we're just making Hydroling Bane. We're never stopping. We'll go back to my bases and look at the economy. And we just fixed it. We can make another base because we're oversaturated now on all my bases. Alright, now he just kind of lost the big fight again. He just lost some units. Let's go ahead and launch a counterattack. Because we have him on the defense right now. And where we want to choose to attack, the best would be, Let's see if we can kill an expansion that's like really vulnerable. Is it a, okay? It's orbital. It's brand new as well. Well, let's go ahead and kill this command center. And we can back up now. Let's go to my like nearest possible creep. Keep injecting, keep injecting, keep injecting.
Mineral field.
And now we just wiped out a little bit of his base. We don't have to overcommit off creep. But we shoved him back far enough that we bled out some lings to kill an orbital command. That's a great trade. Now we can fall back, regroup, start my upgrades, make sure my injects are all groovy. Make sure my drones are all really good. And yeah, we can then prepare for the next round. We can even make some more Banes.
The hive cluster is under attack.
Inject, inject. We're putting a lot of emphasis on the injecting as well.
Under attack.
The Saren's playing pretty well, by the way.
Our forces are under attack.
Okay, we're gonna make another queen because my last creep starting queen died, and I'm going to start spreading my creep more aggressively, just everywhere.
Our forces are under attack.
Keep
Mineral field
making
depleted.
stuff. Keep making Ling Hydra Bane. Pretty much what you want to do with the exact composition you want to go for. Your Hydras, we should probably add a little bit more than this. You want to go to about 20 Hydras, so about 8 more would be perfect. And then you want to go Massling Bane, Massling Bane, Massling Bane. And what we can do now, if this game starts turning into something different, we can start this. We don't have to guarantee to use this, but we can start it. Again, for the possibility that we might use it later. And my upgrades right now are Adrenal just finished. 3-3's almost done. We know he's got a base there because he's defending that really hard. It's kind of obvious. Also, the amount of units he has means his economy is better than I expected. He's had a lot of big armies over and over. So he's macroing pretty well. Inject, inject, inject. Oh, we take the fight. It's really close to creep. Okay, so we wiped out the majority of his army. Not all of it, but we did kill a lot of it. How many Hydras we got? Let's make a little bit more again. How many Hydras we got now? We'd have probably like one more. Okay, we should have enough Hydras now. Inject, inject, inject.
Mineral field
Keep
depleted.
spreading that creep, boys. Creep is important. Let's take another base.
Mineral field.
And let's also take a greater spire. So I haven't really had enough units to overpower a base again. Every time we take these fights, we might win a little bit, but he's also saving a lot of his units with medevacs. So we gotta be very careful about how we commit our army. If you start committing too much inefficiently, you could lose the game. Hey, look, we got a nice round there. A lot of dead stuff. What's here? A planetary? Alright, let's chill for a second. If that's a planetary, we might not want to fight that just yet. We can keep spreading my creep. Let's kill these marines as well. Focus fire the medevac, if possible.
Mineral field. Our drones are under attack.
My spore with my queen. Alright, my creep spread's looking alright. You should never really feel like when you're against Terran that you're losing the game if your creep spread is like suffocating them. You should never be like, oh god, we need to push, we need to push, we need to push. Because if you are like that, you'll take stupid fights and you'll lose the game. A max Zerg army is way more effective on creep than off creep.
Mineral
By far.
field depleted.
Alright, we can run our queen. Try and get rid of the medevac if we can. We'll get rid of the medevac with these corruptors we just made.
The skin guys are exhausted.
Okay, Now let's go ahead and make some Broodlords. We made like 6. Run our queen a little bit. Spread some creep. Creep is the key, dude. Creep is the key to winning games like this. Now let's make some more Banes before this fight actually starts. Like a little bit. We just made like 17 more. Now let's try and hold off for a second before we really ultimately take this fight. Broodlords go first. Broodlords go forward. Now if he overcommits to fighting and he rushes in, we can then fight him back. And if he lifts up like that and runs away, we can pull back. So, when this push happened, I want to see the supply. When this push happened, supplies were somewhat equal. They were pretty close. But this dude had kind of a limitation here. Which is, number one is, our creep is now suffocating him on his current base count. So you can see all these SCVs are mined out here. This base, these gases are fully saturated already anyways, but this is all mined out. This base is oversaturated. It's mining out. This base is, it's missing a couple of SCVs on the gas and a couple of SCVs on the mineral line, so you could actually saturate some of these guys over here. It would be 6 SCVs in total out of this. So if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, he still has 15 SCVs that are now jobless. They're like, where do we go? What do we do? Best case scenario for him, what he could do, I guess, is he could probably lift the command center, one of his main or his naturals, or build a new one and put it here. But for the most part, every base he has is either already consumed, or every future base is already either consumed in creep or very close to creep. Like this creep timber is going up and it's going to consume this. Same with this creep, it's going to go forward and consume that. This creep is already kind of consuming this base. This creep over here can be spread and can consume this base soon. All these other bases on the side are already consumed in creep. Creep is everywhere. So every time he tries to push anywhere, not only do we see him, but we also get good engagements. And then finally for us, his army is biotank, biotank, biotank. We choose to not go mass broodlord, we just add in a few. And what these broodlords do is they allow us to initiate the fight. And this is literally what happens every time. This is what happens. If he does not, if he's fighting me normally, like if the Marines are here, broodlords start shooting the bio first, because probably the bio is the closest thing to my base. He's not going to put the tanks in the front. If the Terran bio chooses to go, oh, broodlords, let's stim pack and run at it, and he just like charges it forward, and he's like deep on creep as well. Our response as Zerg should be, let's A move into the bio. So if he stim packs and runs at my army and he runs at banelings, his bio is gonna run into like a fucking boulder of banelings and it's just gonna roll over him opposite, and it's just gonna like kill everything. Or if he chooses, all right, no, you know what? I'm gonna back the bio up instead. If he backs the bio up, it depends how far he backs it up, because if he backs it up and now the tanks are exposed, now the broodlords just start killing tanks. Broodlords just force him into some situation. And if ultimately, because guys, you gotta remember, I have creep here. He's literally sitting in my vision. I have creep everywhere. If he ultimately goes, you know what, broodlords, unsiege. If I see him unsiege these tanks, it does not matter where he is. I will then go, time to shove, time to go forward. The whole point of the broodlord is to make his army just go like little. It's like little tiny dented damage. It's like trying to like crush a car with a hammer. Like it'll eventually crush things, but it's gonna do it really slow. Okay, it's a weird analogy, but you get what I mean. Like it's doing little bits of damage, little bits of damage, little bits of damage the whole time. But ultimately, if he opens it up, position for me to overpower him, I will take advantage of that. And those two would be, again, stimming forward, trying to run further into me, or unsieging his tanks altogether. Either one of those happen, I will shove with my entire ground army and overpower his army. And then the broodlords also help at pushing the base. And then if you're asking me, what do you do if he has Ghost? Well, that becomes a more advanced ZVT, and you need to have either infestors or you need to have better micro with your broodlords and your Lingbane. It needs to be more precise at that point. Protoss time? No Protoss today, guys. I think I'm gonna probably call it a day after my Zerg here with one more game. We've it's about to be midnight again. And these leagues take like 4 hours to get through. And which means also my stream today will have been 8 hours long. And my streams every day for the past like 5 days have been 10 hours long. So this stream would be a little bit on the shorter end by being 8 hours. Because I also have to edit this stuff when I'm done. Like that whole YouTube. If you guys type in the chat right now, if you type in Zerg GM, Protoss GM, and Terran GM, I've been doing that off stream after my streams are over, so it's been really time consuming. What's up, Jojo? What's up, Rob? Oh yeah, boys. GG, I lose. Like if I'm my dude. Alright, so we're gonna go for a speedling opener this game, guys. I've shown you gasless a few times against Protoss. We'll do a speedling build this time against Protoss. And it'll be a Ling Hydra Bane game again as well. Unless he cannon rushes me. This was weird. That probe was weird. There might be a pylon. Yep. The probe did not come from here. It came from here. So it's a cannon rush. We're getting cannon rush, guys. So no Ling Hydra Bane game, I'm sorry. Unless the game extends beyond the cannon rush. He actually trapped himself. He has to cancel something now. He will. I guess he'll cancel the pylon because he's doing that in case I pull my drones. So now the big thing is we want to see how committed he is to this, to decide how many gases do we actually want to take. He's committed. Okay, we're taking both gases. The second you see a fucking gateway go down, that's commitment, boys. He put a ring on that shit. He put a ring on this piece of land right here. He wants it. He wants it bad. So now we go double gas because we're going to make more Ravagers than normal. If there was no gateway, it's not as committed. If there's no robo, it's not as committed. But the second he does that, it's very committed. So what we're going to do now is we're going to cancel this base. We're going to let him have it because he's committed. And we're going to take an expansion somewhere else. Just somewhere else, and we're just gonna let it be for now. We'll go back to it later. Now back at my main base, we have our Roach ones started. We're gonna take two Overlords right now, and we're gonna let all my larvae stack up as my Roach Warren is being built, which means we're going to have 3 Roaches starting right as my Roach Warren's done, and we're gonna continuously make queens as well. The first queen we make is gonna run over here and put a tumor down immediately. So I have more of a mobility in my army. So now I have all three of these eggs are now roaches, and I have enough supply to turn them into Ravagers while still making queens. As soon as this base is done, we'll make an Overlord at it. It'll give me 6 supply for the hatchery, and it'll give me Overlord as well right away because it gets 1 larva too that I can use as well. Now, with my roaches, we're going to make Ravagers immediately. And I'm going to start pressuring his cannons and pressuring his build before it starts getting out of hand. Let's make another queen. And we're not going to inject, guys. Let's make an Overlord here, like I said. And we're good. Now we're going to move down to his natural. And we're going to kill cannons and batteries like this. Let's actually kill the probe because it's exposed. There you go. If you can kill the probe, this becomes real easy. Let's kill that battery. Now we'll back up for a second. Make new roaches and transfuse my current Ravager that's injured. Now let's go right back down. Attack some stalkers. Let's kill the pylons. Kill this pylon. If I kill this pylon, that robo becomes underpowered. Okay, now let's move down here and let's kill this pylon. Kill the probe again. Now we can kill everything. Easy peasy. Because we had the reason why this looks so easy is because our build was efficient with when we took the Ravagers really fast. It makes it way harder for Protoss to stop this. Like, to stop our Ravagers. He's like, oh god, I don't have shield batteries done yet and I only have 1 stalker. Oh god. My cannons are dying. My pylons are dying. If this game did not end, though, if it did not end, okay? Let's say it doesn't end. We would use our queens, that we keep making continuously out of this space, to continuously transfuse my units whenever they take damage. This space would become a drone base, and this would become my quote-unquote natural. I would start making drones out of this space, while I'm making ravagers out of this space. And it becomes really hard for him to break me. And worst case scenario, okay? This is the last thing. Worst case scenario. Worst case scenario. The worst. The absolute worst. This is what you do. We're supply blocked. My bad. Let me just do this really fast. Check this out. This is worst case scenario for Zerg. The Protoss player secures. He puts that ring on this shit in this area and he secures it. It's his. I can't break it. He's got Immortals coming out. He's got Stalkers coming out. And that's it. Here's what we want to do. We want to have a hatchery hotkey over here. And we want this hatchery hotkey. And same with this one. We just have hatchery hotkeys. And we make drones out of over here. And we make roaches and ravagers over here. And we go like this. And in between corrosive biles, if you can do it, this is if you can't break the natural, by the way. If you can do it, you make units out of your expansion, make units out of your main, and you know what this means? The Protoss can't ever push your base, because guess what happens if he walks up here? He just fucking gets pounded by bile. It's like the Immortals are just like as they try to go in your main. And you don't have to do it all game. You just have to do it for now while he keeps trying to harass you. And you'll eventually get to a point where if you do this successfully, you'll crush him. Or if everything that I said is too much for you, okay? If you're like, ViBE, no, fuck that. That's ridiculous. ViBE, that's ridiculous, okay? It's ridiculous. Okay, what you can do instead is you can make like 5 Ravagers out of your main and just go get a Speedling upgrade and just go mass slings and hope for the best. If that's what you want to do, if it's too much, just do that instead. That's ridiculous. That is the best way you beat that build, in my opinion. Diamond 1? Yes. Oh, yes.